card, the guaranteed chase card, I should say,
of
the box.
Nah, bro. Get the fuck out of here with these cards, bro. Okay, I don't care. Nah, bro. I swear to God, these cards are gonna be so fucking worthless. I'll give you $100 for this Sean Rollins card. The fuck? Look at these boo-foo ass fucking redneck cards, dog. These look like cards, dude, that the broke kids fucking like trade with each other over their free fucking breakfast at school and shit. Like, what the fuck? What are these cards, dog?
Of WWE Topps Chrome cards that I got. It is Shinsuke Nakamura, and I think it's called like a, I don't know if it's a chromium or a blaster card, but as you can see, it's numbered 22 out of 150, okay? So I guess what that means is this is card 22 of 150, and maybe that exists. At least that's what it should mean, that this is number 22 out of the 150 that actually exist. Incidentally, Shinsuke Nakamura was actually in a title match this week. So kind of cool that that's the card that I got. And it sucks that last week we were in such a huge rush because of nonsense wasting our time. We didn't actually get to look at the card. All right. So to take a look at it, it's called a blue reflector card, I'm being told by King Crimson. Thank you, King. On the back, basically it's just a standard card. And it's actually numbered 51 out of the set. But on the front, it looks so different being a refractor, right? It's got this cool chromium border, a cool blue color to it. I'm assuming because he's on SmackDown. So I like the card. In fact, I even said last week, I did like the look of this card, but I didn't understand why it was so different. Well, now we know this is actually the chase card that was guaranteed to be in this box. So chances are that's my chase card. There may actually be more, but I'd have to get incredibly lucky for there actually to be more chase cards in this box. Usually you just get the one chase card per box, but some people do get lucky and get more than one. I think the autograph cards are actually not considered part of the guaranteed chase. So there's always the chance that I could get an autograph card in this if we open a pack. Okay? But I don't know how well it's going to go or if we're going to get another one. All right? I don't even know if we're going to make $100 on tonight's stream to open another pack. I hope we do. I hope that you guys are here for pro wrestling and not just to sit here and watch some guy waste our time with content that has nothing to do with pro wrestling on a pro wrestling commentary show. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
So,
our boys
the thing is, we could easily do
I love this.
This screen.
Phil broke up with
quite frankly,
fucking
I like the ring. This is the
dog.
old screen that I actually used for the original Smart Guy show. Are you aware of that? Bro. This ring is the same ring. It's actually the same set that I used over a decade ago when I did this show back in the day. So I thought it was like very nostalgic to do the show this way. But if we don't have a Discord guest and there's no reason to squish two different things on the screen, I don't see a reason why I couldn't just do the full screen. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't it look better like this? I think you guys give me your opinion. What do you guys think? Darkside Dabbing says he actually likes the overlay. So you like this better? You think this is better? What do you guys think? Keep the ring? You guys are now used to it. People are saying they're now used to it. All right, well, if you're used to it, I guess we can keep it. I'm okay with it. Either works. I'm okay with either. I'm shocked that you guys like this better, but we can. That's why I set it up, so we can keep it if that's what you guys want. Give me your feedback over the course of the night about what you really want. You know, we can change it on the fly or whatever you want to do. I'm trying to find the best setup for me here. That's probably the best setup for me for visually. All right, so before we get to any kind of pro wrestling content, all right, I think it's time for us to do some shout-outs, shall we? Let's do a few quick shout-outs. Let's get some support going in for the show. We have a few tips that I'm about to read out, but it would be great to get our first super chat, a membership, or our first sub over on Kit. All right, can we do that? Can we get some of that? That sure would be great if we could. All right? Now, in the meantime, let's shout out these tips. My leaderboard updating. Wow, it's taking forever to load. There it goes. Let's jump into some of these tips. Okay? So, Mule ZX with a $6.20 tip said, always watching when I can. I'm glad that your channel is doing well. Well, thank you to Neil ZX for our first contribution of the night. $6.20 tip. I appreciate that. I don't know why is that so small? There we go. The text in my window was like tiny. I think maybe it refreshed or something. There we go. Thank you for the first contribution of the night there, Neil. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Yeah. Thank you. Excuse me. I received a $5 tip from Slayer. Thank you, Slayer. Slayer always contributing to the show every week. Although sometimes Slayer tends to give his opinions on stuff that I haven't talked about yet, which kind of spoils the show. So I wonder if... Let's take a look at what Slayer has to say. He says, hey, Phil, this is Slayer. I can't wait to watch Smart Guys later in the day on demand. I think your solo show will do well. I hope so. Like I said, my other content, I have no problem flying solo. I know how to run a show. Hopefully tonight goes well. We cover the content. We have good conversation. It's a little different because there will be this interaction as opposed to just me and PPP. Hopefully it'll be a good show. What's up, Real King Michael? Good evening. Good to see you over there on Kick. Okay, he says, as for wrestling, I like Chelsea Green's hardcore match this week and the lead up on SmackDown. LA Knight, his match was predictable. I like the new Chad Gable angle. The steel cage match was good between CM Punk and Seth Rollins with the surprise at the end. This will probably set up the WrestleMania match, but he doesn't know how Paul Heyman at all might come into play into it. And NXT this week was great with a lot of matches at Roadblock. I did not see NXT, and I literally on the fly edited that tip because Slayer, no exaggeration, spoiled like every match. And we're about to talk about the matches, so what's the point of me spoiling?
It's just going to be a level 1 podcast. And like one big wrestling segment, right? Like that's pretty much what I'm anticipating at this point.
Every match before we actually talk about them. But I do appreciate that, Slayer. If you could be a little bit more generic from now on with your tips, I would appreciate that so that way we're not spoiling the entirety of the show before we get to the subjects.
I'd almost feel bad for him if he wasn't such a dick.
Okay. So that's awesome. Okay. Continuing on, I received a $20 tip from an anonymous tipper. It's a positive message. Let's get this up on the leaderboard and see what they have to say. Thank you so much for a $20 contribution. That is very appreciated. I guess I could make the pop-ups a little bigger now, huh? I have the room for it now. You know, again, I freed up some real estate, but I think that I should put it like here. That's good. Right there is like perfect, right? There you go. All right, cool. That's the best place for it. And a YouTube pop-up. That's fine right there because that'll be for the Kick pop-ups. Cool. That works. Okay. So, $20 tip from an anonymous tipper. Let's get that on the leaderboard. See what they have to say. You know, I got to redo the whole set now because of moving the space around now that I have so much more space. Very relaxing. Okay. Hope the show continues. It's what got me into wrestling. This show got you into wrestling. That's wild. If that's the case, if the 8 episodes of Smart Guys up to now have actually got you into pro wrestling, then I guess I did something right. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for supporting the show, even with the change of format here. Okay. So let's start strong tonight. Rest assured, you still have legit supporters who will choose your maturity over the drama. I'm excited for the show. Thank you. Thank you so very, very much for that. I really appreciate that. That is a very nice sentiment. Okay. It looks like we got a sub over on Kick. Hold on one second. From John Philip Stamos. Thank you to John Philip Stamos for our first sub of the night over on Kick. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Appreciate that. And a bunch of super chats just came in. Let's take a look at the super chats. So we've got Alex from Phoenix with our first super chat of the night, $5. He says, I love the show no matter what, Phil. I will continue to support it. I would like to help mod as well. Absolutely. Alex from Phoenix is actually a moderator over on my DSP Gaming channel. And yeah, moderation will be needed. Let me see if he's in the chat so I can easily just click the name. Here we go. Boom, Alex from Phoenix, now a moderator. Thank you, Alex. And let you get up on the leaderboard as well as your first super chat of the night here. Cool. If anything, I understand that many of you probably started watching this show because PPP was a part of it. But wouldn't it be something if tonight this show is successful without him and it shows that it was actually the quality of the pro wrestling content and not the carnival barker yelling at the top of his lungs, begging for contributions and making fun of me that was actually the attraction of the show? That would be amazing. Can we do that tonight? Can we actually hit the goals? Can we maybe exceed them? What can we do, right? Let's see. All right. So, Tag with a $5 super chat. I like watching you because there's always content no matter what kind. Drama, games, news, it's awesome. And I watch. Thanks, DSP. You're welcome, Tag. I am a variety creator. I don't just sit around making the same kind of slop all day long like a lot of other people. I enjoy variety because it means that things always feel fresh and never get stale. At one point, I could be playing a game. Then there could be a stream that's covering drama, but then there could be a serious podcast covering gaming news. Or perhaps we're planning a new event like a marathon or something like that. Then all of a sudden I'm doing wrestling commentary or I'm building freaking Legos, right? You never know what you're going to see if you watch DSP. And that's one of the reasons why I have been here seriously for over 15 years. That's the reason I have the longevity. Okay, let's continue. I got another super chat from Crunchiest Onion. $2 that says, you're solo, how's the bloodline? Depends on what bloodline you're talking about. If you want the full story, just rewind the stream and I explained it at the beginning. But yeah, tonight we're flying solo. We're going to see how the show does just by myself. Hopefully well. And if it goes well, great. I'll keep doing it all the way through WrestleMania, guaranteed. Now, I'm not guaranteeing I'll go past WrestleMania because obviously I want to reassess at that time how the show is doing. You know, it is a lot of work to watch all these shows and set all this up. You know, it's time away from my life and my other content to actually do this. So want to be sure it's working and everyone likes it. And in addition, as I said, I may possibly be screening, some co-hosts in the future. I'm going to start some discussions. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how it's going to go, but like I said, 3 different people already have messaged me behind the scenes and I was blown away by that, but I didn't even notice because I only saw that right before I started the show today. Okay? Cool. Is that it? Did we get through it all? I think so. So not bad. We are already halfway to our first pack. Our first pack is at 100. Why am I doing? I'm showing you on the wrong camera. That's pretty impressively stupid, isn't it? Our first pack is at 100. Can we get to 100? Can someone get us to 100 right now? And we'll open our first pack of the night before we even get to covering the pro wrestling. That would be amazing. Seriously, that would be absolutely amazing if someone could get us there. I would love to open the pack first and then get into the wrestling commentary. So let's see if someone, actually, it looks like there was another sub. Did that sub just come through? I think there was another sub on Kick. Did it not show on the screen, though? Hold on. We found out about this weird thing on Kick that sometimes subs go through early. It's bizarre. And then sometimes they don't go through for real. Yeah, it hasn't. Oh, wait. It's a resub. Thank you to Cherry Ice Cool 69 for the resub. That's what it was. And that counts. The resubs counts. That's $5 right there from this resub. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So now we're at 51. We're officially more than halfway to that first pack opening, okay, I received a whopping $30 tip from Anonymous. Big props for sticking up for your family and for keeping to the wrestling content. No doubt you can handle this one on your own, but it will be even better if you do end up finding a great new co-host. I'm going to say this and be very honest with everyone, okay? I actually like bouncing off of someone on a show. As much as I can run a show by myself, because I've done it for many, many, many years at this point, I do enjoy having a co-host. I like having two different opinions and having a discussion and bouncing it off of each other and having that camaraderie back and forth. It adds something to a show, for effing sure it does. I know that makes the content better. I liked doing Smart Guys with my former co-host, John Rambo, a very long time ago, and we had a great time doing it. So, if I can maybe screen or test some people and we end up finding the right person, I think that would be exceptionally cool, and I hope that we can get there. I will let you know as things develop, okay? Like I said, it kind of all came about last minute today, so I'll let you know. So I think another sub just came through. Yes, Corner Demon has gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you to Corner Demon. So guys, listen, we're at 86. Let's get to the 100 right now. Let's open our first pack, and then let's get to the wrestling commentary. We will get to SmackDown right after that. Our first ever coverage of SmackDown here on the show, because I've never covered it before. All right? Let's do it. Who's going to do the 14? Just 3 subs, a super chat, or a tip to get us there? Let's do it. I'm Resolution says, let me get on the show. Now I'm getting more people asking me to be the co-host. All right? If you're into pro wrestling, if you're interested in...
What? This is so pathetic. Oh my god. This hurts. It almost hurts to watch.
Talking wrestling.
It really
if
does,
you'd like
bro.
to be considered, if you've been on a show before, you can contact me. You can DM me on X. You can send me an email. I would like to consider different people from different walks of life, perhaps, as the next co-host. We'll see. Oh, excuse me. All right. I get it. We did it. I just received a $14 tip from KP. Thanks for finally getting rid of that dude. Friends don't bash each other's wives. You did the right thing. KP, to be honest with you, I don't think PPP was ever my friend. He was someone who saw an opportunity at a unique time. He took the opportunity. And then after a while, he basically thought, oh, that's the end. It's not really worth it. I'm not getting anything out of it anymore. And so he burned the bridge on purpose. I mean, that's what it is. Why on earth would he all of a sudden start going in heavy on just talking shit about me and my family and everything? Because he wanted to burn that bridge. It's pretty obvious, okay? Or he just thought I was going to be his whipping boy forever, which if anyone knows me, they know I'm nobody's bitch. You know, that's why I'm probably in the position I'm in, because I don't kiss ass, I don't sell out, I don't bend the knee, I don't kiss the ring. I've never done any of those things, right? All right, guys, we've done it. So because of that, it is time. Let's open our first pack of cards, and I'm thinking I should just go with that focus, because the manual focus, even though it's blurry now, will actually allow us to see the cards as I open them in the pack and look at them up close, all right? So here we are. It's time for our first pack opening, and then we will get to the wrestling commentary, I promise you. All right? So here we go. There's 4 left for the record. Okay. Let's take a look at them from the back to the front, shall we? Let's see what we've got here.
Bro, these cards look just like so bullshit.
There's a unique thing here in these cards, all right? There actually is. Let's put them down, because one of them looks unique. I wonder if I actually got another chase card. I don't know. All right, the first card, NXT. Oh, boy. NXT.
Oh, bro.
Wendy who?
Oh, I can't.
Wendy Chode? No. Wendy, I can't even read the name. What does it say?
Really, imagine trying to collect little wrestler cards, bro. Get the fuck out of my face.
I need my glasses. Wendy Chu?
Oh, shit.
Who the fuck is Wendy Chu?
Oh my god, that's a bum ass shit for sure.
I really gotta start walking.
Like, these ain't gonna be worth shit, dog. That's what I really look how badly made these look. All that
NXT.
Bro.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Cheap as shit.
Wendy Chu. Okay. Who the hell is this? What is she wearing? She looks like she just came from a rave. right? Like she took a couple fucking bumps. What is in her hand? I have no clue what I'm looking at right now. Is that a wrestler? Is that Wendy? Is that a special needs person? Like, seriously, what is going on in this?
Oh,
I mean,
bro, no, Phil, don't do it, Phil. Phil, pull back. Oh shit, pull back, bro. Oh my god, wow, ugh, dude, he is an incel, huh? Why are you just attacking this bitch for just existing and shit? You know? Why? What about her special needs? He's being an asshole tonight, bro.
probably a really bizarre
You
character.
got his asshole
right?
shit right
Because
now.
I have
Let's
no
fucking
clue what
go.
we're looking at. Wendy Chu. I'm sure some of you can explain, but I have no idea what we're looking at right now. It sure doesn't look like wrestling, does it? No one can explain this to me in chat.
Fucking respect women, bro. For real. What the fuck, Phil? Respect women, dog.
Either. I'm waiting. No one has explained who this is. Should we try to read the card? The text is microscopic, so I'll definitely have to get my glasses to read that. Here, hold on. Her character is she actually has the mind of a kid? Are you kidding me? Did they do a second angle like they did back in the day with Eugene? All right, it says Wendy Chu. What am I doing? Let's go full screen here. Did I just accidentally turn off my camera? I did, didn't I? All right, hold on. Here we are. It says Wendy Chu loves nothing more than a nice long nap. What? Is she a narcoleptic? She has a narcoleptic plotline. Are you kidding me? Nothing that is except fierce in-ring competition. The NXT superstar was long known. She's been in there for a long time. I didn't even know that. For wearing her pajamas and carrying her bedtime accoutrement to the ring. She utilizes a surprisingly vicious style in her matches, punishing her opponents with technical wizardry and phenomenal aerial maneuvers. While she was previously known for her cuddly mannerisms and bedtime story attitude. What kind of character was this? This sounds awful. Wendy was recently adopted by a darker, more nightmarish persona. What? Was she possessed by Freddy Krueger or something in her sleep? I don't know what WWE is doing. This is bizarre to me. That's a really weird character. All right, Wendy Chu. Okay, well, that's definitely one that I didn't know. By the way, everyone is contributing right now. I will shout all of that out, okay, after we go through these cards. All right, I'll shout out all these contributions. Okay, up next. It would help if I had the camera on. Rose Holland, also from NXT. No, Ridge Holland from NXT. Ridge Holland, right? No, Rose Holland. I can't see. Why is the text so goddamn small on these cards? What the fuck does it say? Ridge Holland. Wait a minute. Isn't Ridge Holland, isn't this the guy that broke Big E's neck? I think it is, isn't it? This is the guy that broke Big E's neck. Know. Is he still in NXT now?
I have sex. I don't fucking know.
I'm shocked if he's still employed and he didn't get, like he's not released. I thought for sure if he broke Big E's neck, he would have been released. But he went back to NXT, huh? Well, there he is, Ridge Holland. For some reason, that card's like chromium. This one was not. That one was just like metallic. But this one has the chromium edge. Oh boy, the neck. They should call him the neck snapper or the neck breaker, Ridge Holland. Great. Okay, this is the one that I don't know what this is. It says Titletown Asuka. TT Ask. Night of Champions Women's Championship. Are they saying that she won the title at Night of Champions? Women's Championship, Night of Champions, May 27th, 2023 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So this is one of the Saudi Arabian shows. It looks like no, it's chromium. This is also chromium. The edge is that rainbow color, see? So this is also a chromium card. I don't think this one's uniquely numbered though. Not like the one that we got that was Shinsuke Nakamura. Gee, isn't it nice to actually look at the cards and not have to rush through them because we don't have to rush into bullshit? We can actually take our time and have a good time. Pretty nice, right? All right, now the last card. It looks like it's a Legends card. It is Undertaker. Of course, everyone knows the Undertaker. But sadly, it's not the classic Undertaker. It's like the modern end of his career Undertaker. I wish it was like classic Undertaker with like the purple gloves and the makeup. But it's like, yeah, it's old man Undertaker. Probably like right before he retired. He doesn't even have the long hair anymore. All right. So Amish Undertaker. There you go. Amish Undertaker. So that was not a bad pack. I do like the women's title card. The Asuka card is actually pretty nice, I think. All right. So we still have 3 packs to open. And as I explained, if we hit $100 again, so if we hit 200 tonight, I will open another pack of the WWE Topps cards. All right. And there is a chance there could still be a chase in there. It's just incredibly rare because we already got the Shinsuke card, but there is a small chance. All right. All right, I have more shout-outs to do now, so let's do the shout-outs, and then we will get, I promise you, to the wrestling commentary. So first of all, we have some super chats. A $5 super chat from Archmage, who says, it was obvious for a long time, PPP was just trying to create his own Lol Cow Live. That's why he brought in Steve Cambion, and I'm sure he had others planned. Listen, here's the truth, is I do know some stuff. I don't know other stuff, all right? But I am not, very simply, I'm not one that is going to reveal behind-the-scenes private conversations and information. I'm not going to do that. That's not me. I wouldn't. I wouldn't betray anyone's trust. I wouldn't betray anyone's plans or for anything at all. All right? So, because of that, I'm not going to tell you what anything was or wasn't. All right? I was definitely involved in some stuff, but I'm not going to stand here and spill the tea, as they say. All right? So don't expect that from me. You're never going to get that out of me. That's not me. When I have a private conversation with someone, it's a private conversation. It's meant to be that way. And people who have conversations should be able to feel like it's in confidence. Unlike all these other idiots who go out there and spill all the fucking conversations and DMs and all kinds of bullshit. I'm not going to do that. All right? I'm sure that things will be spilled regardless, and it won't be me. But I'm better than that. So there you go. Robert with a $5 super chat. I'm new here, but Ralph would like to collab because he knew PPP is a snake and legit wants to do a wrestling show with you. I can absolutely confirm that Ethan Ralph is one of the 3 people that so far have contacted me interested in being the co-host of this show, and I will speak with Ethan Ralph this week. Along with the others, I will do my best, take my time. Yes, he's actually one of the people who said he's interested. Here's the funny part about it. I know nothing about Ethan Ralph except what the casino told me. I literally know nothing about this man. I only know what I've seen. I know he tried to start shit with me, but I really don't know anything about him at all. I don't care. Like I said, I'm not involved in the sector. I don't give a fuck about any of that. So I don't know if that's a good idea, a bad idea, an insanely crazy idea. I'd be like,
bad
it's like
idea.
the equivalent of sniffing paint to even consider it. I don't know.
Stay away from
All
Ethan
right?
Ralph, Phil. He willing to take it all the way, dog. Okay.
Okay.
He the bigger hog.
So
on
Robert
the
says
farm.
Ethan Ralph would never
Shit.
backstab you. If he goes against you, he'll tell you to your face, not like a snake. So he won't take pictures of my passport and then like leak it to the internet 3 years later if he doesn't like me, because that's what someone said. I don't know. I only know what I heard. I don't know what actually happened. I only know what I heard. You understand? So, okay. Some super chats here. All right, to get through. Hold on one second. No, not super chats. Sorry, tips. We have some tips to get through. Also, there's fake memberships being divvied out, so I'm just going to block this person now. Brand new account. Obviously not real. Get them the hell out of here. Okay, good. So I received a $6.66 tip from Anonymous. And the Anonymous says, I figured out your next co-host. It's actually going to be the newly heel-turned John Cena. This, of course, is absolutely correct. This anonymous tipper has hit it directly on the head. That is exactly what I was planning. The only problem is Cena got himself now involved in these crazy plot lines, and now he can't make the show. I called him 3 times on Skype, excuse me. Yeah, Skype, but Skype's out of business. John Cena still uses Skype, and I couldn't reach him. Very nice. Okay. I received a $5 tip. Well, someone is crapping on PPP and basically saying, I think PPP was only using you to get money from your detractors, and he needs to go work out and shit like that. I'm not going to sit here and take low blows at PPP. Do you understand? Like, that's not what the point is. The point is that I don't want to be constantly involved in drama. Like, that's not my goal or my angle of anything that I do on the internet. It's not. I want to make content that has value. Yes, that means entertainment, but it also means, you know, actual commentary on wrestling, actual gameplay of video games, not just drama. So I'm not going to sit here.
Bro, Orange Piccolo,
I'm not going to low blow PPP, even though everyone wants me to. I'm not even kidding. Like, everyone in chat is egging me on right now. Saying, do it. It's like some crazy, you know, high school thing, but I'm not going to do it. All right. But I appreciate the tip. Thank you so much. And then I received an incredibly generous $35 tip. $35 from JB. So let's get you a nice animation here. For the record, I think we're almost to the next goal. Let's see. That's the biggest tip. That is the biggest tip of the night from JB. That gets us up to $161. So, guys, we are literally $39 away from opening our second pack, and it is official, if you can believe it. Haven't even started talking about wrestling yet. Just shooting the shit with all of you, casually. And ladies and gentlemen, we've done it. We hit the goal. You made it rain here on DSP Reacts. You paid the taxes. You filled the coffers. You've shown that this show can succeed and move on in the true spirit of pro wrestling without the big mouth, carnival barking blowhard. And that's a good thing. I'm happy because I was nervous that it was going to be like a big, you know, flop. And so far it's not. You guys are being very generous and I really, really appreciate that. All right. So thank you very much for that. Now we're at 161. Again, if you give me 200 tonight, we will open the second pack of cards out of the box. And quite frankly, if we do that, I think it means that I'm probably next week, I'm going to have to order another box of cards because I actually don't know. I actually don't know if we're going to have enough. And I actually don't know how long it'll take to get another box. Like, these took like 2 weeks to get. So if I order like this week, you know, I'm going to have to get them in another week or two. I don't know if I have enough time. We'll have to see. Okay. Awesome. All right. So thank you for the early support. Get me to 200 by the end of the show. We'll do another pack. Get me to 300. We'll do another pack. I'm not asking for that. I'm just saying thank you guys for letting this be successful when it was very uncertain. Fair enough? Okay. Good stuff. Folks, I know it keeps playing that music because I'm transitioning. And what I mean by that is I'm transitioning between scenes, not between genders. Don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about that. I'm all man. All right? All right. Let us now get started with the actual wrestling commentary of Smart Guys. Here we go. We're only 44 minutes in, and we're starting with wrestling talk. This is seeming just like the old show, isn't it? Did we actually change formats? I don't know if we did. Maybe we didn't. Because it's 44 minutes and we haven't even started talking pro wrestling yet, so I feel like we're doing exactly the same shtick anyway. I swear that wasn't
He's all
intentional.
happy.
Really.
Look how
Okay.
look how much he perked up, bro.
Okay.
Got his little
All right, here we
pig for
go.
today and shit,
Ladies and
bro.
gentlemen, it is time to begin. Let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown. I guess they don't call it Friday Night SmackDown anymore. They used to. Because remember, it used to
Got
be
his little
the
piece of
house that
cash
AJ
and
Styles
look,
built on Friday Night SmackDown.
perked up,
And now it's
dog.
not Friday
Like he
night.
took a
It's
hit of
just
fucking
SmackDown.
cocaine
So I
and
guess they
shit.
rebranded it or changed it or whatever. Which is fine. I just liked it when it was like Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. It doesn't really have that punch anymore when it's just SmackDown now. Okay. So it was March 7th, 2025, last Friday. It was the Wells Fargo Center, 16,276 in attendance. Admittedly, all these centers look very, very packed these days. They do. Like, it's not like it used to be. I remember when I used to watch Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, they basically had to, like, not show the arena. Like, they would, like, hide parts of the arena. But now they got the full drone shots, and you can tell the arena is, like, sold out. So, there you go. So, first of all, I'm going to just say, we already know about the theme song of Monday Night Raw. It's, what's his name? Travis Scott does it, right? I already said it's mumble rap. It's, so that's what it sounds like. It's terrible. It's not real music. It's garbage. It's just a bunch of fucking mumbling into a mic with auto-tuning. It's terrible garbage. All right? I hate it. Well, the theme song of SmackDown is, it's the same shit, but it's a woman doing it instead of Travis Scott. I was like, oh my God, you're going to give me a fucking splitting headache trying to listen to this crap. Give me some fucking real music. I'm not even complaining about it being like rap or R&B or any kind of urban style music. I'm okay with that. In the 90s, I used to listen to Biggie Smalls, to Tupac, to Dr. Dre, to Eminem, to Snoop Dogg. I like rap. This music today ain't fucking rap. It's here, I'm gonna have a baby just go in your ear, and then I'm gonna charge you money for it, you fucking idiot who listens to that shit and thinks that it's good. It's fucking crap. All right? I hate that shit. Modern music is terrible. Anyway. So then the show actually starts, and it's very hard to hear the commentator. I don't even know who this other commentator is. All right. This guy, I've never heard him before. It's Wade Barrett and this other guy. I don't know who the other guy is or how long he's been the commentator of SmackDown, but I can't hear him. He's trying to talk, and he's saying, oh, tonight it's going to be LA Knight against Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title. It's like a big rematch of their title fight they had months ago. And it's going to be Braun Strowman in a singles match versus Solo Sikoa, which is going to be like the end of their big rivalry plotline. And Drew McIntyre in a singles match versus Jimmy Uso. And then as he's saying this, here's what I hear. Shut the fuck up. Let me hear the guy talk about the fucking show. Turn the music off.
Oh my God.
It's terrible. It drives me nuts how bad it sounds. Okay? So anyway, as this is happening, all right, all of a sudden, Drew McIntyre, because what they do when they open these shows is they have all the people walking in. People are laughing. It's hard for me to retain my composure when I act like that. Everyone's walking into the show, you know, with their briefcases, their luggage, which this is their new thing. They have to show all the people who are going to be in a match that night walk in at the beginning in this dramatic camera angle following them face first. Can you imagine what that must be like? You're trying to walk into the arena. Someone's got a camera with a bright fucking light in your face following you around. Like, Jesus, I got to take a dump and I got to wait now because this fucking cameraman's been following me around for 15 minutes. When does the show start? Because I got to fucking just drop some bombs. These fucking guy won't.
I almost feel bad for my boy Phil. This is so cringe.
Won't leave me alone. But anyway, like, while they're doing those shots, Drew McIntyre attacks Damian Priest backstage. So I don't know if that's like a lead. I think it's because they were saying Damian Priest was the person who eliminated him from the Elimination Chamber the week before. So this is like his payback. He's going to get him back for it or whatever. Fair enough. Okay. Hold on. I received a $2 tip. If you get duplicates or unwanted cards, is there a way you can community giveaway and autograph them? Well, as much as I would like to say yes, just to give you guys some perspective, back in the day, I used to give away stuff all the time, like frequently. I had a whole fall series where every week I would be giving away a game or a collectible or a t-shirt, something. The problem is my audience is worldwide. Some of you right now are watching me in the United States. Some of you are in Canada. Some of you are in the UK. Some of you are in other places in Europe. Some of you may be over in Singapore. Slayer is from Singapore, okay? And if I were to give away a single card like this, and it was just, okay, you won the Undertaker card, sign DSP on it, put it in a little envelope or whatever, and mail it to you, and you live in the United States, it would probably cost me $5. Big deal. But if you live in the UK, I'm not shitting you, it would probably cost me $30. If you live in Singapore, it would probably cost me $100 to mail you this single fucking card. I've been through this shit. I used to have Project 7 t-shirts a decade ago that I was trying to sell for patron pledges of $20 or more. Sometimes I would get the $20 for the shirt, and the actual cost of mailing the shirt was more than $20, so I lost money on the sale. So physical giveaways and things like that, sadly these days, with the way that things cost, it's just really hard to do. It is. You know, a better giveaway would be like, I don't know, a digital code that I buy and I give it away to one person, so I could just send you the code, and then I don't have to fucking ship it all around the world and worry about it getting there and all of that, all right? So I'm not really looking to do physical giveaways at this time. It's just fucking annoying, and it's nothing to do with I don't want to do it. I did it for years and years, and it just changed to become so much of a hassle that it just wasn't worth doing it anymore, okay? I hope you understand. People ask me all the time about autographs. So like, that's why I don't do them. Like, literally, that's why I don't do them anymore, because they made the system so annoying. Okay. And it looks like we had Spawn Killer 24 months as a super member here on this channel. That's not a fresh re-upping, but he says, I actually remember watching the original Smart Guys in 2010. The intro song is still great. Yeah, it's cool because here we are 15 years later, and I got a retro vibe, but we're still having fun in the modern day with a modern spin. Look at the better technology, the new things going on. It's pretty cool to have the show back. It is. All right. Thank you guys for the support. Remember, if we hit $200 of tonight, I'll open the second pack of cards for you guys, and we'll see what's in there. All right? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. We have no new members tonight, but we definitely had some subs. Let's get some stuff going here. All right? Cool. So, first thing that happened on SmackDown, Randy Orton comes out, and Randy Orton still has the same intro that he has had for what, 15 plus years, if not longer, the Voices intro, right? I mean, he's had that since like the mid-2000s. And that's remarkable to me because almost every other person has a new intro or a version, okay, that's been updated. Even The Rock comes out with the slow sauntering heel theme, but he's got the same intro. That's pretty insane that he still has had it for this long. Pretty nuts, right? Okay, so pops, cheers, everyone's going absolutely insanely crazy for this guy. They still love Orton in the modern era, even though he's a legend. You know, he's still very popular. And then he starts doing his promo, and I'm going to be honest, I hate the fact that some of these guys, you can tell that, like, most of their material is written. I think Orton is just one of those guys. Like, one of his jokes he tells, he goes, oh, Cena is now a bottom for The Rock. Get it? Rock bottom? Or he's like, that new meaning to the word rock bottom. And the whole crowd went completely dead. There was no reaction at all. It wasn't even like, oh, you know, that's cringeworthy. It was just like crickets in the arena. You couldn't hear any reaction. I'm like, well, that's unfortunate. It's his big return. People were white hot. And then he makes a joke about Cena being a bottom, which is a sexualized joke. And the arena was completely dead. Like, damn. So it's obvious if the first thing that he's doing is taking a stab at John Cena, it must mean that he's going face, correct? Like, this is a face turn for him. He's abandoning his heel persona, and he's going face, okay? And he says, I respect the wrestler, but man, he's talking about KO now, Kevin Owens, and he's trying to explain why he attacked Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber. He says, I respect the wrestler and everything he's done, but man, I really hate the man. He just runs on jealousy. He's jealous of everyone around him, and that's why he's constantly lashing out and attacking everyone around him in a silly or bad way. And then he says, but what is he jealous about? I mean, did he not literally do everything in WWE? He's been every champion. He's been tag champion, IC, US. And he's right. If you really think about it, it's pretty remarkable that in the run of Kevin Owens' career over the last decade, that a guy like that, that's not the guy that Vince is looking for, actually accomplished as much as he actually did in that time frame. Because he came in when Vince was very much still in power. And he had that awesome plot line with John Cena, which I do feel was squandered halfway through, but still, he came in looking so strong. He ended up being such a pushed guy. And that's awesome that he got that far. So it actually is right. It's like, why to this day, in 2025, is the character of Kevin Owens still this jealous character that lashes out when other people have success and he doesn't? It's weird. And Orton is almost exposing the bad writing. Look at KO's plot lines over the last 3 months that I've been watching pro wrestling. They're awful. Oh, I'm going to attack Cody. Now I'm going to be angry at Sammy because Sammy didn't help me at the Rumble. And then I'm going to break Sammy's neck. Wait a minute. This is stupid. Give him something interesting to do. Even if it's funny, give him something. And it hasn't been. This has been kind of crappy stuff, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. So then he says, the voices are talking to me again, and they're telling me to hurt Kevin Owens. So kind of a leading in, I kind of know what he's going to be doing now at WrestleMania. It sounds like it's going to be Randy Orton versus KO at WrestleMania in some capacity. We don't know yet. All right. There you go. I'm being told that actually Kevin Owens never held a WWE championship. Wow, I didn't know that. I know he held almost every time. I didn't know he never held the WWE. He held the Universal, right? But he never held the WWE. Alex from Phoenix says, thing about KO, he is technically correct about everything with the bloodline. You're right, but when the bloodline doesn't exist anymore, and you know what I mean? And now these plot lines are old, it is kind of weird, is it not? Just being honest. Okay. So there's a Tiffany and Chelsea Green promo. It's really awful. It's essentially two obnoxious women trying to be pertinent and funny, and it's really not very well done, in my opinion. I was bored with it, so I really didn't take many notes. But it says that tonight, Tiffany will be fighting Piper Niven. And I'm like, oh, no. Not to say that it might not be a good match, but, like, don't really care. You know there's no stakes. Nobody gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this matters. So why are we having this match tonight? It's just a filler match, right? Kind of crappy. So they both come out. Both of their entrance songs are atrociously bad. Guess what Tiffany's entrance song sounds like?
My
Like, is this the same intro?
This is so
I thought that
bad
it was a mistake.
without
I thought they had actually
PPP,
started
bro.
playing the SmackDown theme song
I
again
can't
by
stand
accident, and like the guy in the
PPP.
trailer
I
was going to
can't
get
stand
fired.
that
No, that's
pedophile
actually her
fucking
theme song.
ripper,
It's
bro.
exactly the fucking same.
But holy shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, oh.
He carried the fuck out of this for Phil. Holy
And
fuck, bro.
Piper Niven's theme song, I don't even know what it is, but again, it sounds similar and it doesn't fit the character. Like, Piper Niven used to be this big brute of a wrestler that all other women were afraid of because she was supposed to be like this big burly, you know, meat monster. to term it differently. Now when she comes out and it's this fucking terrible, like crappy poppy rap song, it doesn't feel like it matches the character at all. All right. To be honest, this match was pretty damn boring. All right. Yeah, Tiffany, who is the underdog, even though she's the champion, because obviously Piper Niven is stronger than her. They did all the spots that you could expect from the match. Okay. Tiffany wins. Predictably. Would it even matter if she did or not? Because it's no stakes here, but whatever. And then at the end of the match, Charlotte Flair comes out and attacks Tiffany from behind, taking out the leg, puts her into the figure 8. And of course, this is going to be the plot line now leading up to WrestleMania, is that it's probably going to be each week, either one of them is going to try to get the one up on the other. Tiffany will get Charlotte one week, Charlotte will get Tiffany one week, and that's just going to be the big rivalry lead up. If you want my take, I don't really care who wins the match. I really don't think Charlotte should win the title a zillionth time. When I was watching wrestling, she constantly won the title and it was boring. But honestly, from what I'm seeing of Tiffany, I'm also not really impressed. I don't think her character is very interesting. She's not funny. She's not tough. Like, I don't even know what the character really is yet. And I've been watching this, her at least at pay-per-views. And now I'm going to start watching SmackDown consistently, so maybe I'll start to understand it better. But I just don't get it. Is she just supposed to be the pretty girl Barbie? Then why is she tough, and why is she the champion, and why would she be able to beat Charlotte? I'm very confused, all right? But I want to see. Again, this is my first week watching SmackDown. So I need to start learning and absorbing this knowledge because I haven't watched it in a very long time. So maybe I'll start to understand it more the more I watch. Or maybe like Jey Uso, I'll just not get it and I'll not like it. I guess we'll have to see. Okay? So all of a sudden, this is so funny. So the GM of SmackDown, was it? And who is it? It's what's his name? He used to be the TNA champion, right? The Impact champion. And I can't remember his name right now. Magnus. He used to be Magnus, right? So he's the GM of SmackDown, which I didn't even know. And he's trying to explain Nick Aldis. That's his real name, but he used to be called Magnus. Gotcha. Thank you. I got to remember his real name is Nick Aldis. I didn't know that. He's trying to explain this insane convoluted history of what's happened with the tag team division over the last several months. And it's hilarious because he's trying to explain it with this insane flowchart. And I'm like, yeah, this is pretty much what WWE has always done with their tag team division. They make it convoluted, but then it doesn't make sense. It's not fun. It's kind of confusing. And then it kind of falls flat. There's never really a big resolution at the end. It's just kind of a bunch of guys wrestling in a circle, attacking each other. This one wins, then this one wins, and this one has the title, then this one has the title. But no one really gets over. It's very rare when you see a team like the New Day or the Usos or whatever get big prominence. It's usually just this big jumbled tag team division. So he's really trying to explain it. DIY have made a crazy triangle of lies and heel actions. They were attacking the Garzas. They were attacking the Pretty Deadlies, but the Pretty Deadlies then backstabbed the Garzas and struck first at the DIYs. The DIYs attacked the Pretty Garzas or whatever. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I just started watching SmackDown, so maybe again I'll start understanding after a while.
In the stream, dude.
Anyway, tonight the Motor City Machine Guns are facing Pretty Deadly and Los Garza, who I think are an amalgamation of this Garza and that other guy who used to be the pretty boy Latino wrestler from years ago. I can't remember his name. So they're together too. So it's a triple threat for these teams, and the winner will become the #1 contender that will then face DIY for the tag titles at a future date. It's incredibly confusing, all right? So I watched the match, and I'm going to be honest again. It's good tag team wrestling. It's a little confusing and weird coming into it and not knowing these plot lines. Pretty Deadly is pretty hard to take seriously because they're trying to make them look like two insanely girly pretty boys. So why are they so tough? But yet they are. It's kind of confusing. Motor City Machine Guns is the first time I've seen these guys in a long time. We did see the match with them versus DIY back at, Royal Rumble pay-per-view. But I haven't seen them since. I used to watch them back in the day in old school TNA, and they can go, but now they're much older. I do still think they're doing all right. But I'm watching the match, and I'm really trying to get into it. And I'm like, it's all right. I actually wish it wasn't a triple threat. I wish that maybe it was a singles or a one team versus one team to get me into these teams better. Because when you have these triple threats, you have faster tags. You don't get to see a lot of showcasing of the talent simply because they all have to keep getting their spots and tag in and tag out and do all that stuff, right? So in that regard, the match was good, but I wasn't massively sold on it. I think again, as I watch more of SmackDown, maybe I'll start to like this division better. Anyway. The ending was crappy. Pretty Deadly did a quick backslide to win. And it confuses me because I'm like, a backslide? This is a triple threat, crazy fast-paced match, and everyone's hitting spots. Let's win backslide. That was the best you could do. You couldn't do a double, triple finish, nice, cool, no, quick backslide. Okay. Great booking there. And by the way, they call them the Killer Queens. Again, kind of hard to get into this team. First time you're seeing them, and it's two guys that are acting super girly called the Killer Queens. It's a little weird. All right? All right. Before we continue, let's do some more shout-outs because a few more contributions have come in. We have Al Ben with a $20 super chat. Thank you to Al Ben. Is that our biggest one of the night? It is. So let's get Al Ben up on the leaderboard. And he says, Phil, I'm sorry PPP betrayed you. Is there a chance I can be one of the test co-hosts? I've been a wrestling fan for 20 years. I can give you my Discord, your email.
All these losers,
Obviously, you can either DM me on X,
all these
or you can
losers wanna
email me
hang out with Phil, talk
darksidefil@hotmail.com.
about wrestling.
To be
Dude.
honest, I sure
so
would
cringe.
like to see if you've done any kind of a show before. I'm not looking to just get someone in who's never done content before, because I'd like to get like people on the ground running to give them test runs. So, but contact me and we'll talk. I got 2 Nigerian super chats. Nigerian super chats are completely worthless. How dare you send them to me? Completely, utterly worthless. But by the way, if you keep sending them, I'm not going to complain. I'm just not going to read them. And then I got a $10 super chat from Robert, who says, if anything, you should do at least one show with Ralph. You both understand wrestling more than PPP ever will. Fun stream. Again, I don't know anything about Ralph, so I'm just believing you guys. I'll have to look into it and talk. And, I'm going to talk to all these people who are reaching out, and I'll get back to you on this. But thank you for your opinion, and thank you for your super chat. Guys, we are at 193. Who's going to get us to 200 so we can open another pack of WWE trading cards? Well, I just received a $5 tip from the hottest woman in college. Phil, you're either becoming your father by condescendingly mocking modern rappers and 2025 hip-hop culture, or 90s rap was actually better. I believe the latter is true. The latter is true. The latter is very true. I actually liked rap in the 90s. I don't like this modern crap. It's terrible. Okay? All right. So who's going to get us to our pack opening? We are right there, and I'd like to do it right now before we continue. But you know what? I'll do the next segment, and then we'll see if we've hit it, okay? So the next segment, Bianca Belair comes out to cut a promo. She says, 2 of my friends are now fighting. Jade and Naomi. Jade Cargill, that is, and Naomi. Naomi is my best friend, and I need some answers. No one is talking to me. I've been calling, and no one's answering my phone calls. No one's returning my voicemails. I don't know what's going on. Did Naomi actually attack Jade Cargill? Was she the one who did it back then a few months ago? Why on earth would Jade have attacked her at the Elimination Chamber? I want answers. So Naomi comes out in a neck brace that has bedazzles all over it. Now, I understand that her theme is kind of still the glow. She glowed up or whatever. And I'm going to give her some actual respect, and I'm going to give her flowers right now. This is a woman who started off as one of the Funkadactyls, all right? That was like the lowest common denominator of what you can do in WWE. She was just going out there and doing dancing every week with the Funkasaurus. It was low crap. It was lowbrow garbage, and she really didn't get a chance or get showcased, but she stuck around. She fought her way through all of that crap year after year. Then they actually started with, doing some wrestling with her. Then she overcame her tag partner. Remember her tag partner for a while? She overcame that crap. Then she actually started doing wrestling, started getting taken seriously. She fought her way through thick and thin. She became the champion at one point. So she's been through all this shit. It's good that she actually is like in the top plot lines and all of that. But the bedazzled neck brace is really stupid. All right, the neck brace can just be a neck brace. It doesn't have to be colored. It doesn't have to have bedazzles all over it. It's kind of over the top. Okay, so, one other observation, and this is not me complaining. This is not me trying to be sexist, but it's just a factual observation. Is it just me, or have all of these female wrestlers removed their breast implants? Naomi looks way different now. And a lot of these other wrestlers who used to have them seem like they've all removed them. If that was their own choice, that's a good thing. Maybe, and you got to wonder, because back in the day, it seemed like Vince mandated that. Like that was his thing. If you want to get ahead in this company, you just got to get the surgery, right? Maybe that's changed. Maybe that's a good thing, that they could just be natural and be themselves and not have to get this body-altering surgery to try to get over. I think it's pretty messed up if that's actually what happened back in the day. But it sure looked like it to me. I don't know if I'm just blind, but it just looks like all these women are much smaller now in the chest. And, quite frankly, they probably can do a hell of a lot more in the ring because of it. Just saying. Okay? Lady Charisma says they didn't mandate it, but they paid for it. And if they're paying for something, then obviously they're probably recommending it. There you go. Anyway, so Charlotte, Naomi, etc. Oh, wait, that's what I just said, that everyone's much smaller now. And did everyone remove their implants? I already said that. So Naomi says Jade has always been piggybacking off of Bianca and Bianca's success ever since Jade came to WWE. I missed that whole plot line, so I don't know how true that is, okay? So, did you attack Jade, Naomi? And Naomi says, I did it. And when she said I did it, all I could see was Rikishi saying, I did it for you, Rock. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's the same exact plot line. It's the same plot line. Who was the mysterious person who drove the car into Stone Cold Steve Austin? And for months there was speculation on who did it. And then finally it was Rikishi who did it in the plot. He did it for his relative, The Rock. And it's like, it's the same plot. I did it for you, even though you didn't ask me to do it. I know that you wanted me to do it because she's always been using you and abusing you. And now finally, you can finally do things for yourself. And I was like, and the funniest part about, yes, Bruzy just said it. The funniest part about the whole thing, Naomi is married to Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso is the son of Rikishi, so technically she is playing the role of her father-in-law 20 years later. It's the same plot, and she's related to the guy. You can't make this shit up. History repeats itself, okay? Anyway, so we are done, says Bianca. And it's just bad. It's awful acting. You can tell at this point they're trying to act like emotionally distraught for real, and it doesn't work. It falls flat. You can tell that they're good in the ring. They're not great actors. And then, of course, Jade comes out and hits the ring because, Naomi says, I should have pushed her harder and even sooner. Everyone turns on me. Everyone's ungrateful. No one ever thanks me for my help. And then Jade hits the ring and beats the living crap out of Naomi. Jade, I guess Jade's new finisher is the Widow's Peak. Is it? It looks like the Widow's Peak that Victoria used to do, but she calls it something different. I didn't actually catch what they called it, but I'm pretty sure it was close to the Widow's Peak is what they said. So, then there was a Drew McIntyre interview. Your attack against Damian Priest earlier was unprovoked. Why did you do that? And he says, well, I was right about John Cena, and then Priest stopped me from eliminating him from Elimination Chamber, so now it's his turn next. That's probably the lamest reason I've ever heard for a feud, but I guess Drew and Priest just have nothing to do leading up to WrestleMania, so I guess this is the way that they're going to do it. They're actually going to be like, yeah, he always said Cena was a heel, and he was pretending and a faker, and so now he's mad at him. I don't know. It was really, really lame. Braun versus Solo Sikoa is actually coming up next, the next match of the night. Lex Luger is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, and they actually show Lex in the wheelchair with DDP training him to be able to walk again because he is crippled. And that's really sad. This guy was the narcissist. Then he was what was his name? Basically, he was supposed to be the big Adonis character, the biggest, strongest guy who could body slam Yokozuna. And now this poor guy is freaking crippled, probably from all of the years of drugs. The total package, that's what it was. The total package, Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor, let's try that again. The total package, Lex Luger. And it's really sad to see him in this.
I feel like I'm watching some dirty old man play with a stick like a Star Wars in his front yard. It's like, bro.
Condition. I seriously hope that DDP can work some miracles and get this guy walking for WrestleMania, because that's going to get people crying to see that Hall of Fame ceremony induction if he can pull that off. Okay? Charlotte says the women's division is soft, and then B-Fab, some women's wrestler, walks up to her and says, no one is interested in bowing to you anymore. So Charlotte straight up just challenges her to a match next week in Barcelona. I guess they're starting an international tour to build up hype for WrestleMania. Starting next week, it'll be Barcelona, Spain. So honestly, I feel like this is actually a really good time for me to jump into watching both SmackDown and Raw, because it's actually going to be like these cool, awesome international shows. And I'm excited for that. International arena shows are usually much more hype than domestic shows. So this could be pretty cool starting next week. Let's do some shout outs because a bunch have come in, a bunch of contributions. We've got Captain DCW with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Captain DCW. I appreciate that. We've got Robert with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Robert. He says, let's open the next Hogan, brother. Thank you for that. And then DJ and DJ did a $2 super chat. And he says, this is my first time on the React channel. Well, welcome. I don't do content too frequently. Right now, it's just smart guys. And it's when I do DSP tries-its or food taste testings. But welcome, and I hope you enjoy the show tonight. That is much more serious and wrestling themed. I received a $4.20 tip from Dick Anus. Next goal you should do is play Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. It's not scary, but the gameplay is fun. Well, as I said when I did my Five Nights at Freddy's marathon on Monday, I'm actually interested in going back and completing Five Nights at Freddy's 1, as well as Sister Location. So maybe if I do go back and I finish those, then maybe I would actually get Security Breach after. Security Breach is like a full-fledged game, like $40, actual full-length game, right? It's not one of these quick games, so it's a possibility. Thank you for that. Dick Anus, what a great name. And then I received a $2.22 tip. Did I ever watch any backyard wrestling? No. I'm aware it exists. I've never actually watched any of it, so thank you for that. Very nice. By the way, I'm being told by PWR in the chat, this is actually what we wanted from your first announcement that Smart Guys was returning, that they didn't want drama, they didn't want Grill Phil, you actually wanted wrestling content. What a shocker that you desired wrestling content out of a wrestling show, right? But some people don't get that. They're one-track mind and can't get their mind out of that one. Oh, that's all I do, that's all I do, that's all I do. Guess what? It's time to unpack another pack of cards because you got me to 200. I told you, every 100, we would open another pack. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Did I just hit? I hit the wrong button. Let's do it. Another pack of cards. Let's open it and let's see what we've got. Here we go. Can we get the ultra rare? Can we get the autograph? I think we're going to get an autograph. I'm feeling it. Let's put them over here so as not to kill the suspense. The first card. As you can see, the autofocus is atrocious on this camera. Like, you have to, like, really move slow to try to get it to keep focus as you get closer. So who is this? This is... Who? What does it say? Kalani Jordan? Who the fuck is Kalani Jordan? I have no idea. I've never seen that woman before. I guess she's an... oh, come on, you stupid camera. I'm going to have to manually focus it. As you can see, this does not want to... It does not want to focus at all. This camera is... all right, I'm just going to manual focus it. We'll get it down, guys. This is our... There we go. Kalani Jordan. I have no clue who that is. I guess she's a female wrestler in NXT. Just a standard card. Okay. She is still in NXT, I'm being told. All right. Up next, we've got... Who? Candice... Who? Candice... Oh, Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae, the wife of Johnny Gargano, the current, like, sidekick valet to Nia Jax. The Poison Pixie is what they call her. Sadly, I feel... Oh, my God. Whoa, wait a minute. Why does this card look so good? Look at how the card looks. It looks actually really nice. Like, it's real. That's like deluxe chromium. That's not just standard chromium. That's got, like, a triangle design on the edge. See that? That's a really nice looking card, honestly, with the edges. I like that. So that's cool. And, again, the Poison Pixie, but I feel like she actually had much better plot lines when she was in WWE's NXT rather than now that she's on SmackDown. She's kind of demoted to being a sidekick now. It's called a holographic. This is called a holographic. Is this a chase card? Because it's a variant, perhaps. It's not numbered, but it looks like a variant. Okay. All right, up next. Another Titletown card. I liked the one that was Asuka. This one's John Cena. Titletown card, WWE Championship. Look at this. Is this his original? No. WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble from January 29th, 2017. So I guess in 2017, he won the Royal Rumble. I was watching wrestling back then, but I don't recall. He won the title at the Royal Rumble, I guess. San Antonio, Texas. There you go. Doesn't look too special. Looks like just a standard card. I do like these Titletown cards, though. Okay. Oh, Bruzy says he couldn't see the card, and I literally thought that I screwed up, and he says, because it's John Cena. Get it? Bruzy, you're an awful person. All right, and then lastly, the Kansas card is worth a whopping $2. Thanks. Thanks for telling me and crushing all my hopes and dreams. The last card from Raw. It is...
My God.
Eric.
It's pretty much like we're watching Phil play WWE Champions. This is exactly what these streams were like, bro. It's so fucking pathetic.
From...
He's so uncreative and retarded.
The War Raiders. Formerly the Viking Raiders. Now the War Raiders. They got their name back because they used to be War Machine in the Indies. And then they changed them to War Raiders when they went to NXT. It's just a standard car. All right. All right. Well, there you have it. 2 packs open. If we happen to hit another 100, so if you give me to 300 tonight, folks, which again, I'm not expecting that, but you guys have been amazingly supportive so far tonight, and I really appreciate that. If you get me to 300 tonight, not only will we hit another goal, so we'll be at 63 goals hit towards my next big milestone at 70, but also we'll open a 3rd pack of cards, and then I'm definitely going to have to order more for next week, okay? Cool. Thank you. Where are we right now? How are we doing? We're at 216, so 84 to go to open another pack of cards and hit another goal, and to show that the pro wrestling commentary show can be successful if we actually do pro wrestling. What a shocking twist, right? Very nice. Okay, let's continue. So Solo Sikoa comes out, and essentially his entrance is pretty epic, I would say. His music makes him sound like this big badass. The thing is, I missed the entire new plotline, or new bloodline plotline, where he came in last year. I guess he was the new bloodline and all of that. But I absolutely thought it made him sound like, a badass. He basically is Umaga. Can I be honest? Solo is Umaga. He has the same moveset. He uses the thumb, the Samoan spike, and pretty good. I like this. I like this character. The thing is, I feel like maybe it was earlier better because now he's had this plot line where he didn't actually get the title, even though it looked like he was going to as the new bloodline. Then he lost this ceremonial necklace in the match against Roman Reigns back on the inaugural Netflix Raw. So basically, he just doesn't feel as powerful or prominent. He's not on a roll anymore, right? And when you're not on a roll, you're just not that interesting. All right. So it's kind of lame that it feels like he's gotten a big downgrade. So basically during this match, Braun goes back and forth with him. And at one point, he looks like he definitely would have won, but Tama Tonga, who's another one of the new bloodline, breaks up the pin. And then we get essentially Jacob and is it Uso? No, it's Jacob Fatu. That's right, the son of the original Fatu. He gets into like attacking Braun again. So it looks like, oh God, we're gonna have this again. We're gonna have this stupid Jacob versus Braun again, even though we already did it a million times, right? There's a lot of sloppiness in this match. Like there looks like they're trying to slam and tries to get him through the ropes. He gets caught up in the ropes. They're billing Braun as a monster, but the monster is getting gassed halfway through the match, so he starts to slow down. And because of that, it kind of doesn't work. He kind of looks like he doesn't have the steam that he used to have, basically. It's also kind of dumb because there's a lot of moves that are high impact, but everyone just was no selling the moves constantly. So I get it, right? I get it, but I don't know. I'm not that excited for this. It's just kind of okay in my opinion. And then eventually, he gets chokeslammed to a table and he no-sells it. So Braun chokeslams Jacob Fatu through a table. All right? And he no-sells it. And it's like hilarious because they cut back to an interview with LA Knight. All right? It's LA Knight tonight against Nakamura for the US title. So we just saw Jacob Fatu got grabbed by the neck and chokeslammed through a table, but he immediately got up and no-sold it. But what's the line that they gave LA Knight? He goes, well, it looks like Jacob is out of the picture because he just went through a table. Was he not watching the match? He got right up. He no-sold it. So why did they give him that line? And when I started to think about it, I realized, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe that wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe actually he was supposed to sell it, but maybe Braun hit him hard by accident. You know, like what do they call it? Fat-fisted it or whatever. And maybe Jacob was so pissed that he just got up anyway to no-sell and make Braun look like a pussy. So maybe it was like a real-life thing going on there. Because why else would LA Knight have read that? Why would that have been the script if it didn't actually, if it wasn't going to happen, right? So I kind of feel like maybe there was a botch or, you know, Jacob actually legit got pissed to do that. Anyway, so then he says, I'll just say this. This is like the first real time where I sat there and I just listened to how LA Knight sounded. And I'm going to be very honest. He does kind of sound like The Rock, like older Rock. It sounds like he's trying to copy his mannerisms. And now I kind of get it because, again, I never really saw LA Knight on the coming up. But now I undoubtedly will tell you guys, he absolutely sounds like LA Knight. He sounds like Rock, 100 freaking %. So I kind of get why some people maybe don't like him now, because they say he's like a copycat. So Chelsea wants Piper Niven's help in tonight's street fight that she's going to have. But then Zelina Vega shows up and says, I'm coming after the winner of the match. And she's like, oh, crap. That's not good. I guess people, fear Zelina Vega now. Zelina Vega was part of the LWO, and I guess she just switched brands, so I don't know why everyone's afraid of her. It's a little weird. I don't get it. Chelsea Green comes out cosplaying as Cactus Jack. She looks just like Cactus Jack. So I think it's kind of a nice homage. But at the same time, it does look like she's cosplaying, in my opinion. So it's weird because she's coming out to a theme song, and the theme song is Hot Mess. But wasn't that her theme song and theme in the Indies? So I guess this is almost like a Cody Rhodes situation where for some reason they allowed her to keep her old theme and everything from the Indies. And you rarely see that in WWE. Usually when someone comes in, they're completely rebranded and started over. But in this case, she's the same person. So this is a street fight / hardcore match against Mishin. Now, Mishin used to be an NXT wrestler who was taken very seriously. At one point, she was a title contender for the NXT title, but she didn't win. Then she basically married Keith Lee, and that was a big thing. And then I guess she got released or something like that, right? And, sorry. And, yeah, it's very confusing because she's still here, but she went through like a million plot lines. She went to WWE. She had one plot line. They dropped it. Then they put her into that weird group where everyone was wearing like hockey masks and shit. And then they dropped that. And then she did another one. They dropped that. So now she's Mishin. Okay. So there's tons of weapons in this match. Tons, like ridiculous amounts. Trash cans, kendo sticks, tables, ladders, chairs, everything. ECW chants even rip out for a while. It's just hilarious that people are still yelling ECW to this day, like 25 years after ECW ended, right? So Piper Niven helps in the match. Of course, it's hardcore. She's gonna cheat. B-Fab comes out and interferes and helps Mishin, which prompts Mishin to begin twerking in the middle of the ring. Okay, Sure. I don't get it, but sure. They set up a table. They're going to do a table spot. But as I've said over the past previous weeks, the tables they use today are so pathetically bad. They're paper thin and they pre-cut them. So they set up the table. They go to put someone up. The table just collapses. The fuck? So what's the point of having the table? It's lame. So Mishin goes for the body splash to the table, lands it. Of course, the table's already broken. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Alba Lira comes out and saves Chelsea. Who the fuck is Alba Lira? So it was an interesting match. Like, I liked it, but there was so many weird things that didn't go right. The table collapsing, the twerking, a person I never heard of coming out at the end. I didn't really understand it that well, okay? Cody Rhodes comes out for his segment. Okay? And he says, when I went home after the Elimination Chamber and my son asked me, Papa, what happened to your face? I told him I ran into a wall. So I guess Cody Rhodes' son doesn't know he's a pro wrestler. What does he tell him he does? Like with the way that Cody Rhodes looks, right? Like he's ripped, but he has like the dyed, bleach blonde hair. What does he tell? Does he tell his son that he's like a Chippendales dancer or something? Like what else would you do if you look like that? And how does he even know that? How would he not watch the show? How would he not watch the wrestling? I don't get it. Like, why would you know that he's a freaking, oh, it's Alba Fire, not Alba Lira? Oh, you know what happened? I bet this stupid thing auto-corrected. I'll change that. Alba Fire, not Alba Lira. Thank you. Alba Fire was the one at the end that saved Chelsea, not Alba Lira. Thank you for the correction. Okay, got my notes fixed. So, he says, Travis Scott's the one who did this to me because he punched so hard, but it's Cena's fault because Cena gave up. His mantra was always never give up, right? Why did he give up? Then he apologizes for his language at the chamber, but says, but why, John? He says, you know, John's eventually going to give a really great speech about this, and he's going to say that he feels justified for this turn, but there's no justification for what you've done at WrestleMania 49. This, you know, wait, he says this title gets heavier every single day. I don't know. It was okay. I got lost in my own notes. It was an okay promo. I would have hoped that maybe he would have gotten really pissed and got some hype going, but instead he just kind of does an okay promo. John Cena's not there. The Rock's not there. Travis Scott's not there. So, you know, Cody Rhodes is kind of talking to himself, so it's not too interesting. Would have been nice if with the build up to WrestleMania, they're going to have some of these guys there. But then again, if they're doing a European tour, probably that's when they're going to have them on, I would think, right? Okay. Miz wants Carmelo Hayes on Miz TV. Orton walks in, and there's Fortnite jokes made, but Orton says, I don't play Fortnite, I play Elden Ring. Again, it's an awful line they've given Randy Orton, much like the Cena is Rock's bottom earlier in the night. There is absolutely no response from the crowd. It is complete crickets. So all the dialogue they're trying to give Orton to make him feel like a face and like he's joking, none of it works. It's all terrible, okay? So they said it's going to be Carmelo Hayes versus Randy Orton in Barcelona next week in a singles match. Then there was Drew versus Jimmy Uso. This by far was the deadest match of the night. No one cared. The crowd was asleep. I was asleep. Everyone was asleep. No one cares about Drew McIntyre anymore. It's sad. I missed his whole big push after he won the title from Lesnar years ago. I missed any of that after the fact. So I haven't seen him get a real, like, they're treating him like he's hot shit. Like they're treating him like he's a big deal. But he's lost every match. He's had absolutely no hype. No one likes him. I don't get it. The match was a waste of time. And then Priest comes out and attacks Drew after the match. They could have just done that backstage and not had to have the match. DIY gets interviewed. Next week, it's going to be the Street Profits. Moment of silence for their dream. So basically, I guess next week, it's DIY versus Street Profits. And the Pretty Deadly, who won the triple threat tonight, will end up fighting the winner of that match for the title. And then the main event of the night. LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura, okay? So, I just would like to show you. This is what Shinsuke Nakamura, what I remember him looking like. Okay? He's charismatic. He kind of looks like kind of moves and looks like Michael Jackson a little bit. He used to have the outfit that kind of looked like the Thriller jacket, but he moves his legs and does all these crazy moves and gyrations. He's a really good wrestler. They have turned Shinsuke Nakamura into an incredibly generic Japanese stereotype guy. He's wearing a Shogun's hat, a Japanese generic mask. He's got eye makeup on. He looks incredibly stupid, all right? It's the most generic. It's kind of like Tensai's old character. It's kind of like back in the 90s, whenever there was a Japanese wrestler, they had to make them all look like highly Japanese. It's really dumb. And maybe it's just because they've done so much with Nakamura so far, they feel like they eventually have to do the generic thing. But it doesn't work, in my opinion. So, his song keeps looping because he has this insanely long intro of taking all his ring gear off, okay? Now, during the match, again, I'm gonna say this, LA Knight telegraphs himself very similar to late 90s, early 2000s Attitude Era wrestlers. Big, slow hits.
Goddamn. In the stream, Phil. Just pull the plug. This shit is so dead.
Choreographed moves, elbow drop from the top rope. He's got the physique of kind of like The Rock from back then.
If I wasn't in such a good mood, I end this
so again, I
stream
get
right
it.
now.
That's his shtick, but
I'm
he doesn't
literally
feel very
drinking
original to
Phil's
me, at least in his first
fucking
outing
tears
of me
right now.
actually seeing him in a singles match like this. He just doesn't look that good to me. Maybe I'll get more into the character the more I see him, but for a first impression, he does seem like a knockoff to me. Nakamura hasn't really changed. He has the same moveset, okay? What ends up happening is Nakamura goes to spit mist into LA Knight's face. Again, the spitting of mist, the Japanese typical thing that they did. You know, remember when the what's his name? The Japanese buzzsaw, or whatever his name was, he used to do the mist. So now, of course, you know, Nakamura's the Japanese stereotype guy. He has to do the mist. He goes to hit it, right? He goes ahead and tries to hit the mist. He misses and hits the ref. All right? So another replacement ref runs in. All right? But there's a steel chair shot in the meantime where LA Knight gets to hit Nakamura with a steel chair.
Literally, he's just doing this stream to save face, bro. You know? OIC supported this whole fucking stream. This is pathetic.
So then there's a 3 count with the new ref. So LA Knight wins by cheating. I mean, I get it. Again, this Attitude Era, everyone would like that. But if you're supposed to be like the face in the match, why did you win by cheating? Why couldn't you just have hit a finisher and then won the match? So it was a little confusing, I'm not going to lie, for a first match to actually see with LA Knight in it. But it also wasn't a bad match. It was just kind of okay. Tajiri, he was the Japanese buzzsaw. Thank you. So the Tajiri missed, you know, there you go. So anyway, it was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought the match was all right. I would like to see more of LA Knight in the future and see if literally it's all the same. All right, I guess we'll have to see. I'm being told by King Crimson they were trying to turn Nakamura into the next Great Muta because they gave him Excursion, had him wrestle the Great Muta in Noah for Muta's last match. Then he got transitioned to that character. Well, that's stupid. Okay. So that was it for SmackDown. Overall, for my first episode of SmackDown to watch it, I thought it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I will say the presentation style is slightly different from Monday Night Raw. It doesn't have that grandiose feeling like Raw has had since it hit Netflix. But at the same time, it's not bad. I enjoyed seeing the different wrestlers on the show. And I need to get more of the show, you know, under my belt before I can really comment more fully on it. You know, only having first exposure to some of these characters and plot lines and things to, you know, this show, it's not enough. I need to watch and digest more. So let's see what happens in future weeks as we lead up to WrestleMania. Okay. Let's do some shout outs. We'll see where we are with our goals. And then we're going to do Monday Night Raw. Okay. So I've received a $10 tip from JB. He says, Did you ever do any react videos on classic WWF or WWE moments? The WWE Vault on YouTube has some great ones, like the botched Shockmaster debut. What's funny is that's not a WWE moment, that's a WCW moment, but they bought the archive, so technically they have the access to it, right? Or the $1 Million Man at the jewelry store ordering the $1 Million belt. Might be a fun thing to do. Here's the problem. I like the idea. I would love to do it. But if you're not aware, WWE is copyright crazy on YouTube. I will give you some perspective on this. June the King did a 4-hour documentary on me. In that documentary were 10 seconds of Vince McMahon getting stone cold stunned by Austin. WWE claimed his entire documentary and refused to remove the claim. Frequently, WWE won't even do that. They'll just block your whole video. So it's a good idea that sadly I can't implement because YouTube is insane when it comes to WWE. Like everything gets blocked, claimed, and shut down. Sucks because I would like to do stuff like that, but I just can't do that. Okay? I received a $2.22 tip from Mr. Puppy Nipples. Cody doesn't have a son. It was a daughter. I wrote down the wrong thing then. My bad. He was talking to his daughter, and apparently his daughter has no idea what he does for a living. You know, I ran into a wall. Uh-huh. And the wall also is mumble raps. It hit me and then it mumble rapped in my ear for 10 minutes. Okay. I received a $2 tip from Jinsei Shinzaki. Are you going to tell me I didn't have a cool Japanese look? What are you talking about? I have no idea what this is a joke of. You've gone over my head. But thank you for your tip regardless. All right, so guys, we're currently at $230 of support. Again, if you get me to 300 by the end of the show, we still have to talk about Raw for about another hour. We'll do another card pack. We'll hit another goal towards my big DSP Tries It reward, and you'll support this show in droves. A big, big, big showing of support for me doing it solo, and I would greatly appreciate that if we could hit that. I really would. I would greatly appreciate that. All right? Would you like to know why? Matter of factly, would you like to know why that would be awesome if we got to 300 tonight? Because if we get to 300 tonight, I made more profit on this episode of Smart Guys than a single episode that I did with PPP previously. Because we were splitting the money and with taxes and everything, I never made $300 on one show. So if we get to 300 tonight, I've literally made more than I ever did doing the show with him. So can we hit it? Let's hit 300 by the end of tonight. Let's hit a new milestone of success on Smart Guys. Let's do it. All right. I know it would be epic. Let's see if we can get that support. All right. All right. Let's get to Monday Night Raw because we got to cover all of Raw. We got about an hour left. I want to be sure to cover all of Raw because I took a ton of notes last night when I watched it. Sadly, I will be honest with all of you. I got spoiled because last night I was streaming and someone in chat said, man, I can't wait to hear you talk about this happened on Raw. And I was like, oh, I didn't watch it yet. And they were like, you didn't? Oh, no. It was a legit 100% accident. The person was not actually trying to spoil.
People who say things
all right.
to him.
It was an honest mistake.
He literally makes up little
but the ending of the show was spoiled for me.
Shit, bro.
So sadly, I did know about the big twist at the end. So I'm not going to act like I was shocked and surprised and blown away. But so, Raw, March 10th, 2025, from Madison Square Garden in New York, New York. The show had over 19,000 in attendance. And for those who don't know, MSG is a huge wrestling arena. Over the years, WWE has done momentous and awesome events, pay-per-view shows at Madison Square Garden. And so whenever there is an MSG show, there's a big fight feel. Even if it's not a pay-per-view big event, you still feel like something special is going down. And the main event tonight of Seth Rollins versus CM Punk to end their rivalry seems like just that, except it's not WrestleMania yet. So you know that this isn't going to end anything. You know that something's going to happen to extend it, to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Okay. Jinsei Shinsaki was Hakushi in WWF. Oh, I remember that from a million years ago. Wow, Hakushi. Cool. Okay. So, let's go. So, Cody is going to be here tonight. Io Sky will be here to talk about her win over Rhea Ripley last week to become the new women's champion, but Bianca Belair is also there to talk about it, because remember, Bianca is going to be challenging Io Sky now for the title at WrestleMania. And of course, they show the giant LED wall that MSG is known for and has had for a million years. The only bummer about the LED wall is that it's just not special anymore because almost all other arenas have it. I remember when they used to do these shows at MSG, it always felt special because the LED wall, no one else had that. But now, sadly, every arena has it, so it's kind of like, well, at least they had it first, but yeah, kind of not as good anymore, right? There we go. Okay, continuing on. So if PPP were here, he'd be spurging right now because the first segment was Jey Uso yeeting from the front hallway, doing his incredibly extended entrance into the arena. And it's just as bad as all the other times.
Yo,
it takes
what's up, Shaq?
so
Good to see
long.
you, bro.
He says, follow me, get my music. But then luckily when he hits the ring, I realized he's not doing a promo. He's actually in a match against Grayson Waller. I don't really know why, but he's in a match against Grayson Waller, so he can't do the entrance forever. All right. So if you remember, there's been some on and off feuding with Jay and Grayson Waller, as well as Austin Theory. I guess Waller and Theory are a tag team now. I don't really know what they're called, but so that's why Jay's going to wrestle Waller tonight. But man, all I got to say is how the mighty have fallen, because Austin Theory, if you remember, a few years ago when Vince was still in charge, Austin Theory was like the guy in charge. Like he was getting all the opportunities. He was getting all the push. You know what I mean? Now he's just some kind of a jobber tag teamer. Not even has a title or nothing. So he's definitely been monstrously demoted. So there's constant interference in this match. Austin just keeps interfering over and over. I should say Theory, so you don't get confused. I think it's Stone Cold. All right. Jay slows down massively during the match. It's only maybe like halfway through the match, and Jay is gassing. And that's not good. This guy's supposed to be the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. He's supposed to be able to go toe-to-toe with Gunther at WrestleMania, and he's already gassing out in a crappy jobber match against Grayson Waller. That's not a good sign, okay? Jay looks chubby in the match as well, I'm not going to lie. Jay was always the chubby one of the Uso twins. That's how you would tell them apart back in the day when they were doing the tag team stuff, because otherwise they're pretty close looking the same, but Jay was a little bit more, had like the tire around him, and he still kind of has it. So, and then at the end, he just does a spear, 1, 2, 3, and I'm like, so is that supposed to be like, he stole that from Roman, or is that supposed to be just all Samoans do spears? Or I'm just confused. I started scratching my head. I'm like, I don't remember. Anyway, it was a pretty worthless match, to be frank. After the match ends, Theory and Waller double team Jay. But of course, Jay becomes Superman out of nowhere, despite he was gassing earlier. He fights back. He takes both of them out anyway. And then Gunther basically takes him out from behind. I think he chokes him out and leaves him in the ring after the fact. So as we know, we're going to have Gunther every single week taking cheap shots at Jay. It's going to happen. This is just going to be the plot line up to WrestleMania. And then likely at WrestleMania, we're just going to have Gunther do the job, which sucks. I don't want that, but it's probably just what's going to happen. And then Jay's in the back after being put to sleep by Gunther, and he's with Alpha Academy. So that's Otis and Tozawa and whoever the woman is. I don't remember her name. And basically they're saying they have his back now. Don't worry. He won't get jumped again. Man, let me tell you guys, if I'm in the main event of WrestleMania and I don't want to get jumped, I'm sure I hope that I have a group of jobbers behind me, like Tozawa. I'm sure he's going to do a lot to protect me, right? Now, Otis, maybe he could be like a meat shield or something, but I don't know. You would think like maybe give him a better faction to group with building up to WrestleMania, a faction that has hype and, but instead just team him up with anyone, I guess, right? Okay. a very bizarre Logan Paul segment ensues. Logan Paul comes out once again to so many insane, massive boos, no one can hear a word he's saying. He tries to do a promo about AJ Styles, but no one can hear him. He tries to talk about John Cena and The Rock. He even tries to say, my soul is for sale. Come take my soul. No one listens. No one cares. He gets booed through the entire segment. I will give him some credit. He actually retains his composure. He actually gets through the promo. And at the end of it, it actually works. But man, people hate this guy and they don't take him seriously at all. They just want him out of there. The best thing I could see, I saw a comment on X a couple weeks ago about Logan Paul and this crazy amount of like cheering and booing that he gets, the massive boos. And one person says, well, Logan Paul just has true heel heat. And then another person says, no, you're getting it wrong. True heel heat is when people don't like the character. People just don't like Logan Paul for real. Like they hate the person. They think he's a living scumbag and they don't want him to have success because he's a scumbag. So that's why they boo him and won't let him do his promos. And I was like, damn. That's pretty serious shit. So there you go. I guess it's like me. Exactly. Just like me. Only I didn't scam a bunch of people with crypto. I'm not feeding children awful, unhealthy meals. I'm not selling terrible, unhealthy energy drinks that are fucking with people's metabolism. I'm not doing any of that. I just sit here and I do commentary and safe content that doesn't hurt anyone. But you still hate me, so good for you. Anyway, finally, he gets out of the ring and this guy named Andrew Schultz, I guess, is in the crowd. I have no clue who he is, but apparently he is a comedian who's about to have a special on Netflix or has a special on Netflix. So now that Raw's on Netflix, you're going to see these kind of promotional things happen. Okay. And Andrew is actually really good on the mic. I was shocked. He did a really good job, like going back and forth with Logan Paul, cutting a promo. He goes, you know, none of us came here to see you. We came here to see AJ Styles. And the crowd explodes with a big pop. And then Logan Paul attacks him, pulls him out of the crowd, starts beating him up. So AJ runs in and does the save, and he demands that Logan Paul re-enter the ring and face him like a man. But Logan Paul just leaves. So it looks like a complete puss. Okay? Up next, it was the New Day against Mysterio and Dragon Lee. But I scratched my head because you guys don't know this, but I've been watching SmackDown a little bit earlier. I actually got a VPN a couple weeks ago. And I had watched, I swear this match already happened. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just had a dream about it and it's like deja vu. But I swear there already was a Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus New Day Tornado tag match like the week before. But anyway, why isn't there an LWO theme song? And what I mean by that is this is supposed to be a faction, right? But when they come out, they play Rey Mysterio's theme song. Why? Why doesn't the faction have their own theme song? That's bizarre. That really got me scratching my head. So it doesn't feel like a real faction to me if it's just Rey Mysterio and whatever jobber they put in the ring with him that week. You know what I mean? There's table teases on both sides. Like they're going to use the table. They're not going to use the table. The table gets knocked away. Awful table break again. So much like the awful table break that happened too early on SmackDown, it happens again on Raw. Woods hits the table and it breaks too early. It's like, how does no one understand these table spots look awful every time they're doing them now? You have to either use better tables or don't pre-cut them or stop. Stop making it look bad. It looks like shit every time they do it. All of a sudden, in the middle of the match, a mysterious luchador wearing an American flag mask comes out and interferes and starts helping New Day. And I said, it's Mr. America. Mr. America's finally back. Hogan is back. No, it looks nothing like it. It's apparent. He does a big German snap suplex, a fisherman suplex. It's Chad Gable. Everyone knows it. It's Chad Gable in this mask, okay? So, the New Day wins because of the interference. There it is later on in the show, because there's another segment with that going on later, but that's much later in the show. All right. Spawn Killer did a $2 super chat. You forgot that he went to the forest in Japan. Oh, I know all about the suicide forest in Japan. I mean, that's like the oldest thing he's done. I mean, Logan Paul's done such terrible, terrible things over the years. You're talking about like the oldest piece of crap that he's done. He's done so many more heinous things since that it's not even worth mentioning the oldest one at this point, right? Exactly. Okay. Finn and Carlito are talking in the back, and for some bizarre reason, I missed like the very beginning. I think they were actually breaking character, and I think it was scripted, where they're basically saying that it's like weird being bad guys instead of the good guys or something like that. And I was like, huh? Like, where did that come from? So I kind of scratched my head. I was like, all right. So it's another Judgment Day skit. And I'm going to be honest, I'm getting so tired of these Judgment Day skits that aren't going anywhere. It's another skit where Judgment Day show up, and of course, Finn's disappointed in them, but they say, oh, don't worry, later tonight, Bailey's going to wrestle Raquel, and this is going to be a qualifying title, or a qualifying match for the Intercontinental title. Also, Dominic tells Finn that he got Finn Balor an IC title match next week against Braun Breaker. And so Finn gives him a big hug. Go make it official, Finn. Go talk to Adam Pearce, okay? I thought this was leading up to some, like, joke where he'd go into the office and Adam Pearce would be like, what are you talking about? I never made that match. Why are you here and bothering me? It was like some kind of a punking or pranking. And when Finn came back, maybe they would finally jump him and say, you're out of the Judgment Day. But no, that's it. We never hear about it all night. So they're still dragging this plot line on. We all know there's going to be a payoff. This has been going on for like 2 months. I hope that it pays off soon because I'm getting really boring. Okay? Okay. Cody Rhodes. Another big promo. He comes out and he says, I came here. The Garden is the cathedral and center of the pro wrestling universe. So, of course, John Cena is also not here tonight. So he wasn't on SmackDown. He's not on Raw. The biggest thing that happened in wrestling was his heel turn at the Chamber, and he's not on these shows, okay? What a shock, but he will be in Brussels next week for the European tour leading up to WrestleMania. So as I had surmised by watching SmackDown, it sounds like they're saving up the big appearances for these guys for the European tour, and the European tour is going to get this big boost of like attention, so that's kind of cool. So there's actually interesting, out of nowhere, we start hearing chants from the crowd. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. And it's like, that's interesting. When was the last time that we actually heard the let's go Cena, Cena sucks chants? A long time, right? I mean, back in the day, about the time when I was watching, the CM Punk era, it was very prominent that would happen. But now, in the modern era, right, it's been very interesting to see how this has panned out, to see that Cena was so beloved. The whole turn of the crowd to him again. They were all for him, then they were all against him. Now they're for him again. But now that he did the heel turn, now the crowd is torn and doesn't know what to do. It just proves that all along, they should have turned him heel. They waited too damn long. So stupid that they took so long. Okay? Now. Oh, yeah. At one point, Cody says, "God damn moron." And they bleeped it. God damn is like a horrendous swear now. It's wrong. It was so bizarre. They bleeped it. And I was like, why would you bleep God damn of all the words? It was just, I didn't get that at all. So basically he says, 17 is Cena's delusion. He will never get 17 title reigns. I will beat my hero John Cena in his last chance at WrestleMania because John, unlike back in the day, when you were the captain of the locker room and I was the upstart, the tables have turned and I'm the captain now. I would argue this promo was better than the one on SmackDown. I think they wanted to get Cody on both shows this week, and it worked. And I think that the second promo was actually good. I enjoyed that. I just hope that Cody will actually get something to do, that he won't be just blabbing constantly. All right. Also, they highlighted a whole bunch of influencers, celebrities, and a bunch of assholes I didn't care about, so I completely ignored it and skipped right through it. And then we got to the Intercontinental title match between Raquel and Bayley. Now, before we talk about that, guys, roughly half an hour left on the show. I've got about 6 to 7 segments to get through, and that's going to be the end of the show, okay? So, we are currently at $232 to support. If we get 68 more, we hit an actual milestone of support that I have gotten for doing Smart Guys, topping anything I ever made doing this with PPP, and I'll open another pack of cards, and we hit another goal. So if you're really liking this show, you like that I did it solo, you like that things have changed, and you think it's for the better, please support the show tonight. Let's hit that final milestone goal of 300. Let's prove a point that you can make meaningful content that doesn't have to be focused around crappy drama, and you can actually enjoy yourself and be successful. Shall we? Let's do it. Okay? So let's get some subs over on Kick, of which we only have like 2 or 3 tonight. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some tips. We don't have any members.
Money. Give me money.
0 new members
How about
tonight.
giving
Let's
me
get a
some
few
of
new
your
members
cash?
by the end of the show, shall we? And thank you to those who have already supported. I very, very much appreciate you.
I swear,
Let's
bro. Fuck PPP. Fuck PPP. I still hate that fucking grifting, pedophilic piece of garbage. That fat fucking piece of shit. I hate him, bro. Look what he did to our boy. He forever broke our fucking locale and shit. Literally, he's trying to copy how he begs for money. Ugh. I can't stand
make it happen
shit,
tonight.
bro.
Let's hit a new
So
milestone.
glad this
all
fucking garbage ass fucking
Thank you.
story arc is
Mortal
over
Valor,
with,
thanks. He
Bill.
said, I just want to let you know your playthroughs are the best and I love your content. Thank you. Okay. Very nice. All right. Let's continue. So Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley for the Intercontinental title opportunity. The winner will take on Lyra Valkyria. I don't know if it's next week, but it'll happen. Okay. Oh, hold on. Doc Bups his Bonce Rons. What in the holy hell does that mean? I have no idea. Just gifted 5 subs to the Kid community. Thank you. Doc Bups his Bonce Rons. What a name. Let's get that up on the leaderboard because that is the biggest sub support we've had tonight. I don't know if I spelled that right, but I tried. $257. Thank you all. $257 and climbing. Less than $50 of support to go to hit that 300 milestone and make a brand new record here tonight. Let's hit it by the end of the night, all right? All right, let's continue. So, Bayley's song is incredibly epic. It really is. It's like so cool and so awesome, and it makes you feel like, I don't know, like a god of wrestling is coming to the ring with how epic this song is. It's not crappy hip hop. It's not, it's like, oh, she's coming out. Like, wow, it's really cool. The only problem is, I wish that with the amount of time she's been in WWE, over a decade now, right? She's done it all. She's been the champion, tag champion. I wish she could back it up. But since I've been watching pro wrestling in January, she hasn't, right? What has she actually done? Nothing. I wish she'd done something. I wish she had won a match or whatever. It just seems like she's the one who's like the filler. You know what she feels like to me now? Natalya. How Natalya at first was popular. She had good matches. She was winning. And then all of a sudden, she just became the woman who would do the job. I kind of feel like that's like Bayley's respected, but she never gets the win. And because of that, I don't get so excited at all when this happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just, it's going to be a match I don't really care about. Okay? We know Bayley's not going to win. I know she's not. She hasn't won anything. I don't expect her to win this match. Okay? Okay. By the way, you didn't have to hide that, Alex from Phoenix. I'm actually going to address that. I'm going to unhide that. I will address that later. Don't worry about that. Okay? I'm
Uh-oh.
going to shout it out and I'll address it directly. So I
Uh-oh, is there more drama?
Rhea Scremery. Okay. All right. So Raquel dominates in the early match. Then there's some distractions and some interference from the Judgment Day. What a shocking twist there, right? Bayley comes back and then elbows for the top rope, which is one of her finishers. But Raquel kicks out. More interference. Raquel slams Bayley into the table and wins the match. And I said, man, Bayley sucks. Because again, it's not that she didn't put on a good match, but she just never has a chance of winning, so no one cares. I mean, it's Bayley with no allies, no one to back her up, no one to help her against all of Judgment Day. Of course she's going to lose. Right? Chad Gable is being interviewed by Kathy. Is it Kathy Kelly, I think? And she says, so why did you attack, LWO earlier tonight in that lucha mask? And he goes, it wasn't me. What are you talking about? This is baloney. These are lies. And she says, no, it's definitely you. I mean, the mask even said American made on it. We're not stupid. And then all of a sudden they cut to the back and you can see someone else is wearing the mask and security is escorting them out of the building. Why? Have you ever in the history of WWE seen someone interfere in a match and that prompted security to remove them completely from the building? I've never seen that before. It happens every single time. They just had a match with Judgment Day. Judgment Day interfered. Why weren't they removed from the building? Doesn't really make sense. But what they're getting at is that it's not supposed to be Gable. All right? And to be honest, that's pretty funny. Now they're going to probably have a plot line every week that it wasn't Gable, but it's actually one of the other members of the American Made stable, right, who has the mask on. I think this will be funny. It'll be a funny angle leading up to WrestleMania.
Oh my
I like to see
God,
Gable in the mix,
bro.
so this is a good thing. Michael Cole invites Io Sky to the ring for an interview, but as he's interviewing her, Bianca Belair interferes, right, and says, if you weren't a distraction, wait. If there wasn't a distraction, would Rhea have won the match? Basically insinuating that the only reason that Io Sky beat Rhea for the title is because Bianca was a distraction, that she would have easily been beaten otherwise, okay? Then Rhea Ripley comes out. What a shocker that she would come out for this segment and says, she's angry at Bianca, and they're all going at it because now Bianca distracted her. That's why she lost the title. So all of a sudden, Io explodes. And Io goes crazy, essentially saying, why is it all about them? She's the title, or she's the champion. She holds the title. Why is it about Bianca and Rhea and Bianca? Why is she always the afterthought? And I started to think about this, and I was like, she's right. But at the same time, maybe it's because they haven't pushed Io Sky as a main event contender, at least since I've been watching. So because of that, that's probably why. Like, if she had also been majorly in main event contention the whole time and had been pushed like a champion, maybe her winning the championship would be more momentous and you would buy it. But instead, it was kind of like, well, she just did kind of win it because of luck or a distraction. So why would they care about her? They really do think she's the afterthought. So I think what they're going to do, we're probably going to have another week or two of this, but they're probably going to turn Io heel. That's my guess. Io will turn fully heel, start like being dirty and attacking both Bianca and Rhea. So it'll be like face Bianca and Rhea against the heel retaining champion Io. Who will win it? I don't know. But at the same time, I actually like that. Okay? Okay. There you go. All right, next week, Cody and Cena will both be in Brussels. Penta will be wrestling Ludwig Kaiser again. I guess they really aren't going to do anything with Penta. They're literally just going to bury this guy over and over at this point. Pathetic, right? Jay will be wrestling Austin Theory in a singles match after already, the Waller thing. So I guess they're just going to continue him with crappy jobber matches every week for no reason. Dakota Kai will be wrestling Ivy Nile. I don't really care about that. And Braun Breaker will be facing Finn Balor for the IC title. So honestly, I mean, yeah, there might be a Cody and Cena encounter, which will be cool. But outside of that, I mean, the Braun Breaker versus Finn for the IC title should be good, but I just don't see anything much going on unless things that aren't scheduled happen. Yeah, it'll be cool to be in Brussels and be a European tour, but it just makes me kind of scratch my head. All right. All right. We got a couple more shout outs to do. Let's do them. So, Rias Gremery had done a $2 super chat. Says, I'm sorry you lost your only friend. I didn't lose my only friend. I'm married. My wife is my best friend. Do you get that? I want to spend as much possible time for the rest of my life with my wife. That's why I married her. I'm not some lonely dude who lives alone like a hermit out by himself, and the only interaction I get with humans is over the internet. I know someone else who that's true for, and it ain't me. I'm happily married, so you don't have to worry about me. I'm good. All right? No worries there, but thank you for the $2 super chat. Okay. I received a $10 super chat from Alex from Phoenix. I'd like to see another card unwrapping tonight, so let's meet the goal, guys. Let's go. Thank you, Alex from Phoenix. Yeah, sure would be good to have that be our finale of the show. And now we're up to 269. Excellent. Also, I received a $10 tip. That's anonymous. That's it. $10 tip. Thank you, whoever that was. There's no message attached to that one whatsoever.
God damn it, Phil.
Thank you so much for that. Excuse me. And that gets us up to $279. We are a mere $21 away from the third pack of cards unpacking, hitting a second goal on the stream, and me hitting the biggest milestone of any support I've ever had on this show. Even with PPP, this will be the biggest milestone for me. So let's do it. Let's hit it tonight. All right? Cool. All right. The main event of Raw. Dr. Lexus was in the match. It was amazing. He did drop kicks and flips, elbow drops from the top rope. No, Dr. Lexus actually just gifted 5 subs on Kit. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely, positively, 100% official. Today, we have hit the goal twice. We have put fire on the stream. I am red hot popular tonight. Doing it, crushing it, hitting all the goals. But what I actually meant to click was this. We hit the goal a second time. The taxes are paid. The coffers are filled. We've done it. A new milestone of support has been hit. Anything else I get tonight literally adds to the milestone of support because I've never done this well on Smart Guys before. What will be the final tally at the end? I wonder. But thank you, Dr. Lexus. That means, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a third unpacking. Let's do it. A third pack unpacking. Sorry that it's not focused. It'll be focused in a second. Let me open it. I'll show you up close. There you go. Topps Chrome. Third pack of the night. Very nice. Here we go. All right. Card number 1. From Raw. And it's not even a holographic. What a piece of shit.
Opening more Goodwill cards.
I'll be honest, not many good tonight.
Open more of these cheapskete Target fucking cards, dog.
I think the best that we got tonight is take a look at all of them.
You can find stacks and stacks of them. Nobody wants these motherfucking
I liked the title ones.
bro.
I liked the John Cena title one. I thought that one was nice. I definitely like the holographic one of Candice LeRae. I just like the look of that card. Look at that. It's sweet, right? With the nice hologram on it. That's pretty darn nice. Admittedly, I really like the look of that card. I wish we had a better, a rare card of that. Undertaker's always a good one to have, Undertaker. I liked the Asuka title card when she had won the title. That was nice. This is weird to have it as a holographic. Rich Holland, who I can't believe is still employed. And we still have this bizarre little girl in her nightgown pajamas. Very weird shit. All right. Well, out of all the cards that we have opened so far, we've opened 4 out of 5 packs. No. How many have we opened? 1, 2, 3. We opened 6 packs, right? There's 1 pack left. If we do hit 400 by the end of the night, I'll open it. But I don't think we're going to do that considering the fact all we have is the main event, this cage match. I don't think someone's going to drop $100 right now, just being honest. If we do, we'll do it. And then that's a huge new milestone for me because I've never made that much on a Smart Guys episode before at all. All right? So if someone wants to get us there and open the final pack, get us to the 400, that'd be amazing. I am telling you guys right now, I absolutely will buy more packs for next week. Okay? You guys have been amazingly supportive here tonight. Thank you all for that. I really, really appreciate you. So thank you for your support. Thank you for allowing me to keep doing the show. I will have another one next week. Arrow Squirrel just did a $5 super chat. Thank you, Arrow Squirrel. So 91 to go. Can we get to 400 and open the final pack? But in the meantime, I will buy another box. I just can't promise you guys it'll be here in time for Smart Guys next week because last time it took over a week to get here. So I'll see how fast I can get it for the show next week, okay? Thank you guys so much. Okay, the main event was Seth Rollins against CM Punk in a steel cage match that's supposed to end their feud, all right? So, this is hilarious because Seth comes out. He's the obvious heel in this match, but they're still singing his theme song like he's a face. He's not. He's supposed to be the heel in this match. He's the one who attacked CM Punk at the end of the EC match, got him eliminated. He's the one that attacked Roman Rollins after the Royal Rumble. It doesn't make sense that the crowd is still singing his theme, except that they're all brain-dead idiots, and they just like to sing the theme because it's a crowding thing. Yo, we know it, like let's do it, though.
Like Dune or some shit. They're just like
okay,
slippery
we get it.
And good. I don't know.
He looks like an idiot. He's wearing a ridiculous outfit. His glasses look stupid. Looks pretty dumb. When Punk comes out, the crowd absolutely loves him. They're singing his theme. They're cheering like crazy for him. Okay? Massive hatred between the two. Multiple face-to-face like conversations, encounters during this match. And the match starts off with like 5 minutes of just haymaker blows back and forth between the two. Okay? Eventually, they start hitting some spots. You got a buckle bomb, but it's into the cage, so it's really not a buckle bomb. It's more like a cage bomb. There's a go to sleep. But then Punk collapses, and he can't go for the pin. They're slamming each other's faces into the cage. The door gets opened and closed and opened and closed. They're both trying to get to the door, but they stop the other, right? There's a couple times where it legit looks like one of them could have won the match and escaped via the door, but they decide that's not good enough. This is a grudge match. We got to make sure this one ends the feud. So they keep going back after each other. Even though they could have rightly won, they go back and start beating each other up more to try to get that pin. Okay? CM Punk lands 3 top rope elbow drops, but Rollins still kicks out. Punk starts to climb the cage. Looks like Punk might try to escape, but Rollins follows. Rollins pulls off a superplex from the top of the cage, but CM Punk still kicks out of the superplex. Thankfully, these guys are consummate pros, and what I mean by that is all of these different things, all right, are safe. Never did I see that something looked too risky. Yeah, he's buckle bombing him into the cage, but they're doing it right. The superplex was protected. These guys know what they're doing. You can tell they probably really like wrestling each other because they can trust each other and pull off this top level stuff and not have to worry about getting hurt. Okay? Multiple finishers, multiple kickouts, STF, 3 stomps, GTS, 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 kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. This is awesome chants from the crowd. Stomp, GTS. CM Punk does a stomp to Rollins. Rollins does a GTS to Punk. So they're even stealing each other's finishers. They must have pressed the reversal button, and they had full meter when they did it. Okay? So pretty insane. The crowd's going absolutely wild for this match. It's the hottest match that I've arguably, like no lie, probably the hottest match that I've seen since we started watching wrestling again. Besides maybe their first match on the first Raw of Netflix. This crowd is loving it. This crowd is out of control. The match is high octane, way high performance. This could have been a pay-per-view for sure. Okay? Both men once again have a chance to escape through the door and turn it down. They turn around and start beating each other up again because they want the win via pinfall. All right? Super stomp. A stomp like from the top rope or something. A crazy ultra super stomp. The crowd goes nuts. All right? It looks like Seth is about to win, but the door opens and all of a sudden the crowd goes crazy. What is going on? Well, Roman Reigns grabs the leg of Seth and pulls him out of the ring onto the floor. So, Seth wins. Sucks. He didn't actually do it himself, but Roman Reigns pulled Seth out and Seth wins the match. Okay? But then Roman Reigns proceeds to beat the living tar out of Seth Rollins. There's a spear. All right? And then his shirt now doesn't say OTC anymore. It says YTC. So he's not the one tribal chief. He's your tribal chief. That's going to be his new plot line, leading up to WrestleMania. So Reigns looks like he's about to destroy and cripple Seth Rollins. Adam Pearce runs to the ring with a whole bunch of security because Roman Reigns put Seth's head on the steel stairs and looks like he's going to crush him. So the security runs down, stops him, all right? Paul Heyman is in the ring comforting CM Punk. And Roman Reigns turns to him and gives him this look like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be my mystical man, truth, whatever he is, a truth talker, whatever he's supposed to be. I don't know what the name of it was, but it was during that whole bloodline plot line, right? He was supposed to be his right-hand man, his consigliere, or whatever you want to call it, right? So he's looking at him like, what in the hell are you doing? Why are you consoling CM Punk in there? If they called him the wise man? Okay, I didn't even know that. He was called the wise man. All right. And immediately, he throws Heyman into the cage, and then he spears CM Punk too. So Roman Reigns beat the living crap out of Seth. He pulls pulls Heyman aside, spears CM Punk. So basically, Roman Reigns likes no one at all. And then all of a sudden, completely out of nowhere, out of left field, one of the announcers says, and Heyman still owes Punk a favor. And I'm like, okay, I don't know that because I didn't see it, but obviously I've been told it, that the plot line is that I guess months ago at Survivor Series, that Punk did Heyman a favor somehow. So now they're setting this up that at WrestleMania, it's probably going to be a triple threat between Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns. And basically, Reigns might be about to win, and then Heyman will turn on Reigns, and CM Punk will win. But I do have to say this. As much as I like the match, as much as I like the plot, as much as I think the wrestling will be great, what are the stakes? There's no title involved. The titles are now between Jey Uso and Gunther, and Cody Rhodes and John Cena. And because of that, who cares who wins? No, seriously. Like, I get it. I like the match. 3 main eventers. But you could have had one of them win the Rumble. You could have had one of them win the Elimination Chamber. Because you kept letting them lose, there's no stakes to the match. It'll be a good match, But will I really care who
So
wins?
bad.
No. No matter who wins, nothing changes.
Oh man, I'm enjoying
It
this on
sucks
a
because I like these guys. I think that they should be main eventing, but it doesn't
I'm
matter.
just sitting here
They're literally in a
absorbing
filler
all
match.
of Phil's
But they won't act like it. They're gonna say, "Oh, this has been the build-up for years, right? Seth versus CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. Who is the true big dog of the WWE?" The answer: none of the above, because neither of them will be the champion after WrestleMania ends. So I don't get it. I feel like these guys should have been wrestling for the title. Then I would care. But it makes me really hard, or it makes it really hard to get invested. It doesn't make me really hard. Little slip of the tongue. Sorry about that. It makes it hard to get invested in a match when the titles are in other matches that are unrelated, and particularly when the Jey Uso match is so stupid. Okay, they could have easily had the world title involved in this somehow. And they decided not to because they want to push Jey Uso, and I just don't get it. Okay, being honest. So, Monday Night Raw was actually good. And if you want my opinion, I'm getting excited because I feel like this build-up, all right, that's going to happen leading up to WrestleMania, all right, this build-up of European locations, right? Special matches, hype, and all these plot lines coming to culmination. The fact that they're doing a European tour, all right, is going to be exciting. Really, it's going to be very exciting. I want to see this European tour. I want to see these different arenas, these hot crowds. European crowds are very hot. They get so excited. So this whole lead up for the next month is going to be very, very exciting, I feel. So I don't know how you guys feel right now. I'm pumped. But here's the thing. I have the ability to pretty much watch any wrestling I want now because I have a VPN. That means I can watch NXT, Raw, SmackDown, AEW, whatever. I'm down for whatever, but I need to know what you guys want to see me watch. Next week, I would assume you guys want me to watch SmackDown and Raw again because these are the European shows that are probably going to be very exciting. I heard that there was an AEW pay-per-view last week that I missed, and it was very gory, but I didn't get to see it. I don't think it makes sense to watch it this late. Doesn't make, maybe if there's something going on near WrestleMania, I could jump into that. Maybe there will be something exciting that'll happen via NXT right before WrestleMania. But for now, I think for next week, unless you guys disagree, I think I should focus on Raw and SmackDown and see how it goes, okay? So first off, I'd like to say thank you guys for a great night. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you for your engagement. I hope that you enjoyed the fact that because we didn't have crappy filler wasting time, we actually got to cover not only all of the wrestling in detail, but we also had fun
shot
actually
at PPP,
really looking at the cards that we
took
unpacked.
like 3-4
And that we actually got to
shots
shout
at
out
that
all of the
motherfucker
contributions
tonight.
fairly. We didn't rush through any. We didn't
What a
skip
little
any.
bitch.
Right?
He,
Now,
see how he does?
absolute
dude?
last chance if
He has
someone
to sneak
wants to
this, you
contribute
like a
and
little
support the
fucking
show
queer, bro.
and get us to the 400, in which case we'll unpack the final pack. But even if we don't, this is actually legitimately the most profitable show I've ever done as Smart Guys because I don't have to share this. It's all going to go
I
to
don't have
me.
to share my
I did the whole
buddies.
thing from top to bottom.
Isn't
And
this great, guys?
it's a
Fuck,
fair split
Phil.
because, hate to say it,
Phil,
I pay a
you
ton
do
of
so
taxes on this
petty,
bullshit.
bro.
When I'm
I
splitting
have
down the middle
all
and
the
sending it
money for
over, I owe you
myself.
half, I lose out.
And I don't
okay?
need PPP. Right, guys?
So legit, no lie, this actually has been the best profits I've ever done on a show. And it's just the same show, only I got to actually do all wrestling and no drama, which I love. This is what I like to do. Meaningful, themed content that speaks to an audience, that people love and engage with. That's what I like to do. I didn't have to do any kind of crap. I didn't have to hurt anyone. You see what I'm saying? None of it. None of it at all. And it's great. It makes me feel good. It does. All right? So thank you all for that. Now, last chance if anyone has anything to say or contribute, because I do have to sign off within the next couple of minutes, but I'm just curious, what did you guys think? How did the show go? Any suggestions? Like I said, behind the scenes, I'll start talking to a few people about the possibility of doing some testing for co-hosts and the like and see how it goes. I'm curious you know, who will work. Because I got to vet some people too. I'm not just going to, oh yeah, let's just try anyone. No, I'm going to start vetting some people, see who's interested, see who's interesting. Again, if there's people who have done stuff like this already and they have a history and I can watch them on another show and see how they do. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
So we'll see. All right? Let's see what happens. I'm not saying that we're going to have a co-host.
I'm trying to be clever,
saying,
okay?
I'm going to give it a serious consideration. Fair enough.
The auditions for smart guys. Sick.
Dunsfelder says, can we display the best cards behind you?
Phil's new
Well, the best
dick.
card is this one right here, the Nakamura card. It's the only one that's numbered. So it's the rarest card out of the bunch. 22 out of 150 in the world that exists. So perhaps we could bring this card. I mean, I still have the cards
What the fuck, bro?
here. So I'm going to have them next to me for the show regardless. I mean, we could do something like this, I guess. But I don't really think you can see it. I don't know how effective that is, you know. Okay. All right. Some people are saying to get Ralph on. Others are saying do not get Ethan Ralph on no matter what. So there is definitely a split of opinion on that man. Some people think it would be a laugh riot and others think it would absolutely suck ass. So there you go. Shin Black says it would be interesting if you could rotate candidates for co-host before you decide on anyone. If I even decide on anyone, we'll see. Again, I want to see over the next week what happens. I'll talk to some people, see how it goes. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to have anyone on, but I'm going to consider it, okay? Okay. Any other thing? Any other thing to say? Any suggestions? It's obvious we're not going to get any more support, so we're good. And again, thank you for giving me the most profitable smart guys I've had since I started in January. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Ralph would never work with Phil, bro.
That's it.
He
Okay.
would never do anything with Phil. He just wants to fucking shit on him.
All right, you're welcome. All right, but here's the deal. My nose is itching. Next week, we are going to do this on Thursday night again. And I know some of you might be upset by that. Oh, it's Thursday night, but it was due Tuesday night. Next week, I got to take a couple nights off. All right, I do. I have to take probably Tuesday and Wednesday night off. So I'd much rather just say, let's do this.
Yeah, because Kat needs to be shuttled around to her diabetes appointment.
Thursday night next week, same time, same place.
Phil pretty much
Rather
told
than
us she has
say,
diabetes.
hey, let's do it Tuesday, but then I end up having to bump it and stuff. All right? So Thursday night, which would be the 20th of March, will be the next episode of Smart Guys here on DSP Reacts and over on the Kick channel, DSP Gaming Real. Okay? Thank you to everyone who moderated. Thanks to everyone who engaged and supported. I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope you have a safe week and be back here next week for Smart Guy.
Oh my god, you're so fucking pathetic, Phil. This is the most pathetic thing that I think we have endured watching you do to yourself in a long time, bro. Fuck.
It's going to be a good one.
This is like
With
sad,
the road to
Phil.
WrestleMania directly ahead of us. All right, everyone.
This was
Have a good
sad.
night. Thank you all so very much. And peace out.
That was so pathetic, bro. That was like Phil going out sad, bro. Burning the bridge with PPP. Oh well. Man, I hate PPP. I think he's a pedophilic, fat fucking piece of shit grifter garbage person, bro. I really can't stand to listen to his gay...
Parker, listen to me.
His fucking gay fucking J-word voice. I can't stand him, bro. I really don't want to... I don't really care what he said about Phil, you know? I hate that he fucking got us here in the first place. Like, he enabled this greedy little piece of shit under the guise, oh, I'm trying to help. I don't give a fuck. PSP's a piece of shit, you know? So, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Stay high, stay hydrated. I'll see you guys in the next episode.